from the family tree, you won't soon hip hop. Kick off your shoes and relax the shots. Your rhymes spread just like a box. Cause the music is loud like an electric shock. I am known to do the what? I'm so known for the Flintstone plot. Cammy D getting beers on the crop. Beatsy boys known to let the beat drop. Drop. Intergalactic ground.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
ladies, come on, just work that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. Get wild, lose your mind. Take this thing into overtime. Hey DJ, turn it up. This CD gon' burn it up. Come on, y'all, get on the floor. So hey, let's go. Come on and run, baby, run.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Come on and run, baby, run. Come on and run, baby, run. Come on, it's time to get hype. Say who? Come on, all the fellas say who? Come on, one time for the ladies say who? Now, all the fellas say who? There it is, boy. Come on and run, baby, run.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Come on and run, baby, run. Come on, do it, run, baby, run. Yeah, you wanna hoop, so shoot, baby, shoot. Oh, it's time to hoop, so shoot, baby, shoot, baby. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Get on the floor and jam. If you see me on the microphone, girl, you got me in the zone. Come on, let's start the game. Break it down, tell me your name. I'm the coach, and dance all night from coast to coast. Just slide, from left to right, just slide. No self-delight. You're all washed up, Baldy.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Hey, ladies! Y'all ready to stop? And y'all wanna know why? 'Cause it's the Slam Jam, fellas! Y'all ready to stop? Y'all wanna know why? So come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
I didn't expect that either. So, we have begun. Hey, Akujin, how are you?
I'm alright.
Didn't see you there.
I snuck in the back door.
Decent.
I left it open for you.
So, we're back in a familiar spot. Ish, kind of.
Ish. Yeah.
He kind of cleared it. I was gonna ask how long it's been, but a minute ago he said it's been about 6 months since all this started. And it started crazy. Continued to be crazy, but then it died down for a while. It felt like it was kind of, maybe it had ran its course, and the world was going to continue to move and do what it does, and it was going to do all of that absent this particular situation taking any more twists and or turns. That has all gone to shit now. That is not the case. It will it will continue to exist. It is still a thing. It's still crazy. Big thing is, a lot of people who are here now probably weren't here the first time we talked about it because we were on another channel, because we get flagged frequently by people who don't particularly like what we're saying, which is fine. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to let the guy recap this. Try to just up until the point of today. If you can try to encapsulate this in a form of someone who just walks up to you and says, "Hello, Wes Moast. How has your year been?"
It's been really good. So I think it was January. I met this person online who made some claims about needing to get to the Pacific Northwest because she needed emergency surgery. She was very sickly and ran down a long list, multiple, DID and EDS and autism, gastroparesis. There was a long list of things. And so initially when we started talking, I was, telling her like, well, let's get you out here March or April. She really, really pushed that someone was stalking her where she was living in Georgia and that she was in danger and also in danger of sepsis. So I ended up letting her move in much quicker than I would have liked.
And you mentioned the sepsis. Now, what was the sepsis for? That was an issue with the feeding tube, right?
Saying the feeding tube, and she was on, almost 24-hour feeding bag feedings. She said that the feeding tube, she needed emergency surgery. That was always the term that was being used. And the feeding tube needed to be replaced or she was in danger of sepsis. And because when she was making the claims about someone trying to stalk her, I didn't believe it. It just sounded too fantastical. So I didn't pay any attention to it. But when the sepsis claims started coming in, that's when I relented and let her move out here, like I said, earlier than I would have wanted. And it was about maybe 2 days in when I realized that things were not as she claimed, saying that she was unable to eat foods. The very first thing she wanted after getting off the plane was to stop at Burger King and get chicken fries. And I don't know a ton about gastroparesis. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think chicken fries are on the gastroparesis approved menu.
They don't go through the feeding tube.
I don't know much about feeding tubes, but I know my chicken.
I know about chicken fries, and that's not how chicken fries work.
Yeah.
So
they go in the mouth hole, not the tube hole.
Yeah. Well, and there was a lot of that. There was a lot of it was always snacks or pizza, spicy tacos. Like it was all normal foods. She only used the feeding tube if she was going to get on YouTube and do a live stream, or if we were, like taking the dogs to the dog park, then she would wear the feeding tube. And I noticed these things, and it very much felt like Munchausen's, allegedly, because it only seemed like these things were done for it. And if we were in public, she would very loudly have to mention the feeding tube several times around other people so that they too would know.
They needed to know.
You need to know those kinds of things. You want to know the things about the people that you're at Walmart with. Like dude with the colostomy bag, like you should be talking about that shit, like literally talking about that shit about your colostomy bag. I want to know about it.
I couldn't imagine doing that, to be honest. Like I would do anything to hide it from people.
Well,
I wouldn't want anyone to look at me different.
From the people who have contacted me since this story first came out, they all said the same thing. Some of them had the pick line, the one that's on the face, and they were like, you would never see me in a picture with it. I would always be turned the other way. Or if they had the stomach tube, I would always wear like baggier clothes so you couldn't see it. And that was not the case here. It was definitely something that was being done so that people
Almost
could see this is the feeding tube. Yeah, well, yeah, it was part of the package.
Part of the brand.
There was a service dog that was not a service dog that was, urinating all over my house. Kept jumping at my dog's face. And this was a replacement for a previous non-service dog she had that had caused so much damage in the person's house that she'd lived with previously, that at one point she was just willing to give this supposed service dog to a shelter.
By the way, I looked into this after you. I don't know if I ever got back to you with this. You know that you can get pretty much any animal, and you just go to a little thing, pay a fee, and you can get.
Oh
it
yeah,
called a
no,
service
I'm
dog.
well aware of that. Yeah.
Like that was like I didn't know that. I thought like you went to the service dog store and you got a fucking trained
I
dog.
thought the
But there's a
same thing.
different-
I thought they had to be trained.
But a trained service dog, like if you had an actual trained service dog, you wouldn't give it to a shelter. You people sell them. They're worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or you would gift it to a foundation that gives service dogs to people who need them. You don't give it to a shelter. And so she was at my house a few days, and things just nothing that she was telling me seemed truthful. She was also really dirty, not physically. I mean, just the area. She didn't clean up after herself. A really rude person. Invited someone to my house, and then just basically told me, "Hey, this person's coming to the house." And I wasn't happy about that. So she got really upset. So, long story short, I ended up giving her some house rules because I thought maybe that was the issue. You know, how could I expect someone to know that they should clean up their dog piss on the floor if I don't tell them in writing, like, hey, you need to clean up when your dog pisses on the floor? Because maybe that's a hard one for people.
It might be.
You know, so don't curse, don't curse loudly in the backyard at your trained service dog when the neighbors' little kids are playing in their backyard. They don't need to hear that your dog is a fucking cunt because they're 5. You know, so let's maybe keep that down. And so I had to put these things in writing for her. And initially, she was gonna be it was like 3 months. She was gonna be at my house before saving money because she claimed she was making money to move on to her own place or whatever. And I told her on those house rules that I was going to be making it 2 months. There was no way I would make it 3 months. It was going to be 2 months. And at the end,
surviving this.
yeah,
I'm gonna make it out of this alive.
Yeah, I needed a clear date. Like, this is when you're leaving, because the last thing I wanted was to her to be in 2 months. Oh, I just need to save a little more money. Can we do 2? No, that wasn't happening. And you know, and to help, I was offering her move out assistance. You know, $250 if she could be out by the end of April. But to like really encourage her, if she could be out by the end of March, it would be $500. Like, that's how bad I wanted her out of my house.
Monetary incentive
I was
to go
and,
away.
And I would say 99% of people would probably say, fuck you, and leave, because I couldn't imagine a bigger insult than someone paying you to get out.
That's another thing that was in there with the whole thing where it's like, I will pay you extra money to go the hell away.
Yeah, like, just go, please. Here's money to leave. And she was upset about that because she wanted to stay longer. You know, there's messages she was sending me about her mental health and what her therapist thought, and I was just like, well, I'm glad that you're concerned about your mental health, but so am I, and you are an awful person to live with.
She hadn't groomed her next spot yet. She was still working on the next mark.
Well, actually, and you're right, because I spoke with that person. I actually did an interview with that person, and there were interviews done between the last time we talked and now. There were interviews done with other victims who've come forward to talk about their experience, you know, housing her, living with her, and how awful, how quickly things change, the lies that she told, the various medical stories. And when I gave her the house rules, she had reached out to an old friend, someone she'd actually been homeless with before, you know, years earlier. And she had taken advantage of this guy several times, you know, would make him think that she was going to be living with him or they were going to meet up. And then she would just blow him off when something better came along. Mm-hmm. But she ended up going there after leaving my house. And within, I don't know, a few days, a week, they were communicating the exact same way her and I were, which was only via text or Facebook Messenger. Everyone is staying in their room. And, you know, when it was at my house, it felt like there was this weird dark cloud over my, I was either locked in my office or I was in my room, because if I left either of those locations, she would come out to follow me and just want to tell me about how people were being mean to her online, or something about how someone was talking about her on Twitter. And I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear any of that stuff.
We were recently we were talking about a guy who he had that problem too. He would get in relationships and he would like call his woman and be like, "Hey, you're watching my show, right?" Okay. And he would like show her like all the things he did online. Look at what people are saying about me online, and that's such a horrible thing to do to your partner. Like nobody cares about what you're doing on the internet.
Within a day or two of her getting, like, there was none of that. Even she was just, at that point, she was just someone living in my house with so there was nothing, there was no relationship. This wasn't her complaining to her boyfriend or even her friend. Like, I just wanted her to not be there.
But can you think of anybody, like your mom? If your mom walked up to you, Wes, and was like, "I got into something online today."
Why does my mom sound like SpongeBob?
I do, because there you go. Yeah, I got no other voice. But
wow,
what would you do with that? It's really hard to give a shit, man.
Yeah, I just
with anybody.
Get off of Twitter. That was
just stop. That's all you can tell them.
Yeah, you constantly have problems with people on there. Just stop using it. What is it getting you? You make $40 a week or whatever. Like, it's not doing anything for you.
How come you never said that though, Wes? Like, why didn't you just? You said that every time you'd leave your room, she'd harass you and follow you around to tell you about all these, to bitch about all the problems. How come you didn't just turn around and say, "Look, bitch, unless you're gonna start sucking my dick, I don't give a shit."
Shut up, man. Could you imagine?
That would have made everything a lot worse.
Can you imagine if I would have said that to her?
Yeah, that would have made it way worse. The original claims that she came out with, that would have fucking sweetened the shit out of it.
Yeah, the same shit probably would have happened, but maybe you would have got a blowjob out of it.
Well, I didn't want anything to do with that. It's actually
sometimes you get to a point with a girl. It don't matter if she's cute, hot, what the fuck ever. If there gets to a point where you don't want anything to fucking do with her because you know what she's about.
Yeah.
No matter what it looks like. You don't want to stick anything in that.
Well, that's one of her new claims on the new anyway, let's I gave her these house rules. And on the house rules I actually mentioned in the morning when I get up, I have limited time to do stuff. Please stop following me around. When my kid gets home and I go downstairs to talk to him, to talk about his day and stuff, leave us alone. Because I would go down to talk to my kid, and she would immediately come downstairs and sit down on the couch and be like, "Well, Dee Dee was mean to me today," and I don't care. I don't have my kid full time.
You're trying to do the thing where you're like, "Hey, how was school?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, internet was like this though.
The internet was mean to me today. The internet is mean to you every day." I put those things in the house rules. Like, I don't want anyone following me around. I'm kind of doing my own thing here. I moved her out of, because she was using my shower, my bathroom, and on the house rules, I let her know you're gonna be moved to the guest bathroom after the housekeeper's here on Friday, and she wasn't happy with any of that. So 2 days later, we were supposed to go to Seattle. I wasn't going anywhere with her. She took the train on her own. And then she hit me up then 2 days later to let me know she wasn't coming back. And there was zero sadness or remorse at my house. Me and my kids celebrated. And
oh, that's good shit.
And we decided we were going to meet up a few days later, halfway between where we both live, so I could drop off the stuff she left at my house, along with, boxes and boxes of this formula that she, quote unquote needs.
There's one part that you left out on there, and I just want to do it with this one, because I really do think that she was at this point trying to set you up for something really bad, and you diffused it and got away from it. That night when she pretended she didn't know who or where she was, and that she was Or no, she knew who she was, but she didn't know where she was or who anybody else was. But like, she knew where to go do stuff.
Oh well, I mean that happened a few times. It was actually like right before before she moved out here. She messaged me as a 4-year-old.
Oh
She
man,
she was
that
the
would have
four.
been bad.
I don't remember the 4-year-old's name, so we just been calling her Lil Tay. But Lil Tay messaged me and was like, talking about someone being mean to her on Twitter, but she didn't know what Twitter was, so she was calling it the bird button, and the 4-year-old didn't know what the computer was, so it was the talking box.
Oh man.
But like the 4-year-old was also speaking in complete sentences with perfect spelling.
Uh huh.
Like a regular 4-year-old will do.
As they
And
do, yeah.
as they do.
They're renowned for it.
So Lil Tay and I are having this conversation, and I'm just not having it because I don't believe this shit. And then she messaged me back, I don't know, like 10 minutes later because, she had snapped back to her original identity or whatever. So, and this was like 2 days before she's coming out here. So like, I already just kind of was like, fuck, what did I do?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty fucking bad.
She came downstairs. I was in the kitchen or something. I was in the kitchen. She comes downstairs and she's like, "Oh hey, how's it going? I'm Mason." And I'm
What,
like,
bro?
You what, mate?
and I was like, yeah, okay, nice to meet you. Then like shakes my hand and everything. But what was crazy was that maybe 20 minutes before, she sent me a text message. She's like, "Hey, do I know some guy named Deity? Because he's on YouTube talking about me." And hold on, like, because she had known Deity for a year, like a long time. She'd known who this guy was. I think she used to be a mod for his channel. So you're telling me you wake up, you don't know who this person is on YouTube talking about you, but you know where you are and who I am.
And you knew how to find him on YouTube,
right? But then you come downstairs and you're like, you're not freaked out because how do you not know Deity, but you know where you are enough to introduce yourself? Like you just woke up at a fucking, you're at a bed and breakfast. You're just coming downstairs and I'm the chef cooking for you in the kitchen.
Who just
It was
randomly wakes up in somebody's house? Go,
So
all right,
as
this
hell.
is normal. I'll just go downstairs and introduce myself to the occupants.
after
of
I
the
watched
house.
some YouTube videos to clear my head.
But this stuff on my phone that I recognize as my phone bothers me.
Yeah.
That
Who's this guy? Who's this guy talking about this person that I assume is me because I'm someone else right now?
And I knew how to go find it, yeah. That.
So, so she leaves my house. And I hadn't even thought about the money, the move out money that I had offered her, because literally like 4 days after I gave her those house rules, she was gone. And so I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I was gonna give her the $500 because fuck, she got out really fast. Good for her. And the day that we were supposed to meet up, she kept asking me about that money. But what was bothering me, she kept saying, "Where's my money? Don't forget my money," as if it was something she had earned or that I owed her, instead of being like, "This is your nuisance money. Like, this is your money for being so shitty to live with that I was willing to pay you to leave. It's not your money. This is a donation."
Yeah, she's looking at it as
Like it was
she's
something-
getting
yeah,
a
it was-
payout for something she has done.
Yeah. And
it's
so
not the
I've
case.
dealt with crazy women in the past, and I don't do public scenes. So I didn't want to give her shit until I was able to drop off her stuff, and she didn't try. So she asked me where we were going to meet. I chose a Walmart parking lot because I wanted someplace public, because I didn't want her to try and make any claims up later. And because I didn't want any issues, which clearly there were no issues that happened at that drop off. So
there were never going to be issues with it.
I'm driving out to Chehalis, and she messaged me like 2 or 3 times to remind me, like, "Hey, please don't forget the Cash App. I need to pay for where I'm staying right now, so I need that money." And I was just like, "Oh," I made up some excuse like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you half today, and I'll give you half next week." And what it was is I wanted to make sure that her change of address had been done, because in this state she could have came back 2 weeks later and been like, "Well, I had a change of address done here, so I live here," and legally I would have had to let her in. and I mentioned that in the house rules. Like, I could legally evict you, and that's 20 days, but I'm giving you much longer than that. I'm giving you 60 days to get the fuck out of my house. So I wanted to make sure that was done before I gave her the other half of the money. And then I show up, I show up to the Walmart to give her stuff. I noticed a couple cop cars, just kind of random spots in the parking lot, but I didn't pay any attention to them really. I pull up next to the car and start getting stuff out, and then the cops drive up. Now, I immediately assume they're there for her or her friend, or like their tags were expired. I really didn't think that they were there for me. And I asked her why the cops were there, and she goes, "Oh, they're just observing." And I said, "Observing what?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't know why they're here." And then one of the cops comes and goes, "Is that all her stuff?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I have a minute with you?" I'm like, "Sure." And I thought he just wanted to get me away from their car so they could put everything in and drive away. And he says, I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "I need you to tell me what's going on." That's never a good sign. What do you mean? He said, well, she said that she's been trafficked. Now, she had told me a story about how she was almost there was actually a video on her channel where she claimed she was almost trafficked in Seattle 4 years earlier. So, and then she also said that she was kidnapped and raised by a cult when she was a child. So I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then it kind of clicked, and I said, "Wait, by me?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh no!" And
By me?
Yeah, that was exactly and so I had my phone. Everything that all of our communication had been done through Google Voice because I didn't trust her, and so I was able to grab my phone and show them the messages where I was telling her about how she needed to leave, and she was telling me how she was terrified by that, and she didn't understand why I was making her go. Where she's asking me for the move out assistance money, and I was only there. They were only with me for a few minutes, and the guy told me, he's like, "Man, if I were you, as soon as you get home, you should call the Seattle Police Department and have her charged with filing a false police report." And so I sent her a message. I was like, "I'm really confused. What was that all about?" And she said, "That was racial profiling. I'm tempted to complain." That she tried to act like she didn't know what they were there for. That she just wanted them there to observe, and they immediately thought that she was being trafficked because I'm a black dude. I was like, "No, I don't believe you." And I sent her this long message where I was like, "No, you're lying. I didn't. Nothing about you is truthful. You play the victim. You're not a victim." Yeah, I said, "This is what you do." And I said, "The reason I didn't give you that money was because I was afraid you were going to make a scene here, and then you did this." And so it was a really long message, and the only thing she said was, "You promised me that money. Give it to me, and I'm gone."
Now, with all this happening, there's I don't know if you mentioned it already, but she has. You said earlier on she's a huge Black Lives Matter supporter and everything. She has also
Recently, yeah.
Oh yeah, but as somebody who's like, she is also somebody who is like, "Hey, let me call the police and tell them that this black guy is sex trafficking me."
Yeah.
And then tell the black guy that the police are racially profiling him.
Yeah.
When he asked me about it.
Well, and so she argued with me about this money, and then she told me that she was going to take me to court. I didn't know what the hell she could take me to court for. I didn't even pay that any attention. I didn't give her the money. Obviously, I ended up donating it to the National Trafficking charity, and then I gave the other half to someone for like a retweet on Twitter.
I saw that.
Yeah, I wanted to do something good with that money that was going to be wasted on her. And about 2 months later, after I started making videos about this, and all these people started coming forward to share their stories. Now, this is someone who admittedly had lived 9 or 10 places over the last year or so, or 2 years. she claims that I reached out to people to get it. How would I reach out? How do you find a trail of people that like a homeless person has lived with? I don't even know how that would be possible. They all reached out to me.
Yeah, it
They
would be
all-
kind of hard to track them down
Right,
unless
like,
she
they all-
left you like a little address book.
Yeah, of everything. You know, these people all reached out to me to share their stories. So I started doing content on it. Then there was a video that we did with Chris Hansen about the situation, and I got served with the domestic violence charges. You know, a court summons because she was charging me with domestic violence and a hate crime. And the hate crime was that she claims that she's, what is it? She's non-binary. So she prefers them and they, but I was calling her she. So that was a hate crime in her mind. And also that I questioned her disabilities. That also she thought was a hate crime. And then she was saying that my videos were inciting a hate mob, and I ended up having to hire a lawyer. And the first day of court, she came in. It was all on the phone, and she said she needed more time. She needed a week. What was that?
I think he was looking for the 911 call. That was like a burst of sound that came through. Oh, you got it now? Okay.
I didn't know that came through, but
you're okay. I wanted to play it for people.
Oh yeah, no.
I wanted to play it for people because like it's one thing to say all this.
Yeah, just remember she had been claiming before and after that it was the hospital when she was getting her quote unquote emergency surgery that told her she had been trafficked. And that she had nothing to do with it. And then she said that it was the police who had profiled me. So the 911 call is interesting.
Yeah, there are screenshots and all this. There are streams of her saying all kinds of different things. But then the 911 call became kind of a public thing and kind of fucked all of that completely up. This is a fucked up person. I don't know. Are you playing it to where we can hear it? Or do I have to click a thing to hear it?
Well, I downloaded the full thing, so I can play that on the soundboard, or we can watch it from the video.
Fuck it, play it through the soundboard.
Alright.
So dispatch. Hi, my name is. I have a need for like a police escort / observation. I am escaping human trafficking, and today I'm meeting with the person to get my belongings back. So the human trafficking hotline had recommended to call in.
Okay, so are you involved with the human trafficking, or you're a victim, or?
I'm a victim.
Okay, and where do you need to go?
I am meeting him at the Walmart in Chehalis, so the address is 1601 Louisiana, Northwest Louisiana.
And is this a suspect involved in this?
Yes.
Okay, what is your name?
Yep. You're the first person to get that on the first day.
Okay. I don't see you in our system here. Just for our records, what is your middle name and date of birth?
My date of birth is that? Yeah, sorry, I just switched you to take it down. Yeah, April.
Beep. Okay. Did it cut out or did I cut out?
Okay, that's
so.
What about a phone number for you?
Yeah.
Okay, just a sec here. And
I can give you that case number if you need it. How long has he had my belongings?
I mean, how did he have your belongings? You just kind of fled, or?
Yeah, I fled. I had an emergency surgery, and then I was told to call it in, and it turns out it was human trafficking. So I was based out of Georgia for about 4 months, and then I came back from my emergency procedure, and then got kicked out when I wouldn't be intimate with my roommate.
Oh, no. Okay. And what kind of car are you going to be in?
What car is he in, or are we in?
What kind of car are you going to be in?
Okay. 2009 Toyota Corolla. 2009 Toyota Corolla.
And what color?
Greenish teal.
Okay, and how about him? Do you know his vehicle?
It's an SUV. That's as much as I remember.
I don't know what color.
Black.
Okay, and do you know what his name is?
Yes,
Wes.
Yeah.
No, his middle name.
I didn't know it censored stuff
No.
anyway. My bad.
Okay. And
Nice.
so he agreed to meet you to give you your items?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How long before you're at Walmart?
I am currently at Walmart. He won't be here for another 30 minutes though, so that's why I didn't see the ETA until looking back at his messages, but he's late as per usual. But getting dispatched out here sooner rather than later would be awesome, just so that I have time to inform them and see if there's anything, if they can do any type of action today. I don't.
Where are you parked at in the lot?
By the gardening center. We're we're in the first or second row of the gardening center.
Okay. All right, we'll let the officers know to contact you there. Okay, and is it something that he needs to be arrested for, or have you already reported?
I don't know. That's why I've been trying to give you the number for the human trafficking case itself, because I don't know. The case has been processed, but I haven't been contacted, so they told me to offer you that information.
Go ahead, the case number.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the case number is.
And do you
Should
have
he
his
be arrested?
number?
I don't know.
It's just the human trafficking hotline, the national one. It doesn't show up in my call logs because domestic violence or hotlines and stuff don't.
And so he's been holding you against your will?
No, he traveled me across the entire country and then decided to get rid of me when I wasn't going to have sex with him.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, that was good. The way that she explained it and the way that the lady heard it was,
Well, just before you play that again, on the original order for domestic violence, she claimed in there that I would not let her leave without me. Basically, that she was being held against her will. But in her own 911 call, she said the complete opposite.
She says many things.
Oh, I know. Well, she said she fled, and then she said she was kicked out. I don't know that those things go hand in hand.
Well, she said she was abandoned.
Well, first she said she fled when she went for her surgery, and they told her that it was trafficking. But then later on, she says that she was kicked out for refusal to have sex. But in her newest domestic violence filing, she claimed we were sexual. We were a sexual couple, which if that was the case, she would have accused me of sexual assault a long time ago.
She's making
it just continues with making things up.
Well, it would be one thing if she didn't file reports for all of these things.
Yeah.
Because now she's going to have so many different reports in there that say so many different fucking things.
With the court. And that's that's perjury.
That's illegal as shit.
Yeah.
You can't do it. But that's what she's doing. It's been her fucking, I don't know, it's been her thing for a while now. It's very weird to me. Her whole everything is weird to me. But you would think she would just kind of try to blackmail you or try to go at your reputation or something.
That was the initial, when I didn't give her the $500 and she threatened to take me to court if I didn't. And she said, give me the money and I'm gone. That was why she had, now she claims that the extortion charges were dropped. I haven't been informed of that. But the extortion charges were filed in my county at the time because of those threats. And sure enough, 2 months later, I got served with domestic violence paperwork. And then she just didn't show up. She just never showed up for court.
All the shit she's trying to do, lying to the court, is just gonna, I don't know, she's young. But she's gotta think.
Well, it worked for her once. It worked for her once a year ago with her ex, Christopher.
I remember that.
And she got a 1-year restraining order against him that expired last month. And so, once that one expired, she needed to go file one against me because you got to have a restraining order on someone. Otherwise, how do you claim to be a victim?
There's that.
So
she got his house.
Well, there was an
Or
apartment.
apartment,
Yeah,
yeah.
she got the apartment and then was evicted a month later for not being able to pay for the apartment. But she wanted him out of the house. She wanted that win for her. And so I had never spoken to that guy before. And in the initial domestic violence filings, she claimed that him and I were he had moved back to Seattle to keep an eye. Like the guy's he's nowhere near Washington. But she claimed that he had moved back into their old apartment and him and I were working together and plotting against her. I'd never spoken to that guy before, but I have since. I did an interview with him all about his 2 years living with her. And so crazy how the medical conditions that she claims go back so long, he didn't know anything about them 4 years ago.
And she has different ones from the one, like he knew of some, but
they
they
lived
weren't
together
those.
for 2 years. The only one he knew of was an admitted eating disorder.
Yeah.
Which is pretty clear. But he didn't know about any of the other ones, and they were living together for 2 years, and he went to lots of appointments with her. But even on this new domestic violence filing, she again claims that him and I are plotting against her. His name is mentioned almost as many times in this filing as mine is, and that's not how court works.
Is he getting hit with any new charges or anything?
No, because she doesn't know where he lives.
Okay.
She doesn't know where Brittany Simon lives, or they would be getting served as well.
Well, she shouldn't have got him kicked out of his apartment. She wouldn't know where
She
he
would.
lived.
She'd have that
Hey-o.
address. Yeah, that was a good one. She'd have that
Screw
address.
herself.
She'd be, yeah. So the charges were dropped with prejudice back in May. So that she wouldn't be able, because she wanted to drop them the day before court. Went in and had someone contact my attorney in the court and say that she wanted to drop the charges, and I wanted to make sure they were dropped with prejudice because I didn't want her to. She wanted to just kind of hold it over my head. Okay, well, if he does something else, I'm going to refile these charges.
She wanted to kind of put a pin in it more than it getting.
Yeah. And then if I get out of line again, she can just I'll just refile those charges.
Yeah.
But she didn't show up for court, so it was dropped with prejudice, so it can't be refiled. So I don't understand how 2 months later she was able to go down to the court, and this is a reissuance of the temporary restraining order. So that's a big part of the case, is that these are charges that were already filed previously and were dropped because of failure to appear with prejudice, and now you're going back and refiling, and the complaint doesn't even match what the initial. That's submitted to the court. Well, here's the initial complaint where it claims that the trafficking hotline was called not because she was concerned for her, but she was concerned for my son, because she said I yell at him and told him I should have beat him more when he was a kid, because now he's a bad kid. And so that's why she called the trafficking hotline, not the child abuse hotline, but the trafficking hotline, because why not? Then she's on the phone.
She's
on the phone there.
backed it up in weird ways now. The way that she is backtracked and said, "Well, I said this because this."
So that's what's funny is that on those charges she said the trafficking hotline was called because she was concerned about my son. On the new one, she backtracks on that and corrects that and said, well, I didn't do that. That was an advisor. I hadn't looked at it. I don't believe he's abusive to his son. However, he did tell him that he should have beat him more when he was a kid because now he's a bad kid. And I don't think it's safe for him to be in that house and see the way he treats people that he has disagreements with. And this isn't a disagreement. This wasn't, the way I handled the disagreement was, I'd like you to leave my house and I'm so excited to do it. Here's money to go. That's how I handled that disagreement.
Here's some money to get away from me and my family thing.
Yeah, because it's this $500 is way less than my sanity's worth. And and then you're the one who filed she's the one who filed these domestic violence, the trafficking charges and then domestic violence. This isn't a disagreement. This is someone who's trying to come after me with the law. And for someone who, a few months later would be such a strong supporter of Black Lives Matter, there have been, there were the 6 or 7 cops in Chehalis, and each time that they've dropped off these court summons for me, it's been like 11 or 12 cops that she's brought to either my door or directly to me in the last couple months.
Like
So
the
she can't
specific
really think-
situation where she was trying to get cops to believe that you were a sex trafficker.
Yeah.
That's a specific situation where things could have gone very badly for you had you moved
it's a fellow, well, I mean,
bit the wrong way.
traffickers, those guys have guns and they protect themselves. And the other thing is I just bought my car, and so I had and then like COVID had hit, right? So I had a dealer plate on my car, so they ran my plate and it was coming up as a different car. So they're thinking like, yeah, this is some organized crime ring, and I've got fake plates on the car. I probably got some, I'm fucking strapped. And they roll up, and then more cops just kept showing up, and it didn't make sense that all these cops were here just to watch me hand off formula boxes in a suitcase.
And I don't know. Once you handed it all off, they took you off to the side, right?
They took me off to the side, and that's when they told me that and so when I explained it to him, he's like, all right, man, that makes way more sense. Because it didn't make sense to them either. I'm sure they had listened to that 911 call while they were sitting there waiting for me because I was 30 minutes late.
Well, they were probably watching how this was all happening, and you were not behaving as a sex trafficker would behave, surrounded by police everywhere.
Normally, a trafficker is probably not going to drive 100 miles to drop off your belongings in a Walmart parking lot. I'm really making the stretch to agree with you there, but that seems reasonable. What you're saying? It seems like what sex traffickers don't do, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just believing what I see in the movies, but I don't think a trafficker is going to be like, "Hey, let me give you some money for your trouble, and I'm gonna drive up wherever you are so I can drop off this stuff." How's that sound?
Maybe sex traffickers are really nice.
Well,
Maybe
I don't know any of them. I've never met one.
Allegedly.
So, yeah, that.
Yeah.
But that's terrible. The whole angle like happening. So do you think the cops didn't buy it right there from the jump as soon as they're talking to you?
Well, yeah, no, for sure. Otherwise, because at first they wanted to take me down to the station. He's like, before we go down to the station, let's have a little talk with me here. And I don't know if that was. If I'm a trafficker, I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to clam up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go down to the police station. I'm going to have to call my lawyer, So I think that might have been a move to see if I was going to talk. And yeah, I had no problem talking because I don't want to go anywhere. I wasn't going to the station. Fuck that. Like, let's get this clear. And they had to make them leave. So these cops know things. Just like I used to be a salesman for a long time, so it's kind of easy to read people and their motivations in certain situations. They can read they can read a look on a person's face or how they're answering things. And probably if you had been a victim of trafficking and you were terrified of this person, when you had your stuff in your car and the police are standing around, you don't sit there and watch. And they were sitting there and watching, and she was getting her phone out to record because that would have been content. That would have been attached to a
Oh, she had her phone out?
Yeah. And so they made him leave.
Man.
The guy was like, is she about to start recording? Get her out of here. And they made him go.
Oh, man.
Man. Yeah, they had to make them leave. And that's not normal behavior for, a victim of something. They're not going to want to sit there and just watch because she would probably be fearful that I would harm her in some way. So the story already seemed weird. I think he just wanted my input to see if maybe when I told the story, it made sense of how this was somehow trafficking. And really their main concern was the plate thing not matching. And I explained what happened, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And told me to, call the Seattle Police Department. And I ended up, contacting my local police department when she made the claim, was making statements about give me the money and I'm gone. And she had private conversations between us that she did later try and monetize on her Patreon. She was going to do a private stream and show our text messages, but you had to join her Patreon to see it.
I remember that. I think
Yeah,
she had
it
put
was-
that up on her.
It was after she had quit Twitter. She had quit
Yeah.
Twitter after my first videos came back, but then she came back to celebrate the body's birthday for her host or the main host. I don't remember how she put it, but the main identity was having a birthday. So
Yeah.
what better way to celebrate than tweeting at Onision, trying to get him to trying to upset people by tweeting at Onision and holding a private live stream event on your Patreon. No one cared though, so
There was the preview stream to try to get people to go
It was a
to
3-hour
Patreon.
preview stream. That's a long preview stream.
Yeah,
Well, because
nobody cared.
no one bit on the Patreon. No one signed up, so she just ended up doing it anyway on YouTube. And in that video, she's complaining that she didn't get a hate mob after her when she was tweeting at Onision.
She had a plan.
But what's funny is, so she's complaining about no hate mob, and then like 2 weeks later, she's filing charges and saying I incited a hate mob against her. So when you do things like that, those things are used against you in court. Because you can't complain that you didn't get a hate mob and then complain that somehow you got a hate mob based off of your own actions. Doesn't work like that.
Oh, it looks bad as fuck. It is not a good look by any stretch.
Some
So we
professional
have
advice from the chat is that she should have tried tweeting at Smashmouth.
That would have been a good one.
Tweeting at Smash.
Smash Mouth.
Yeah,
Try to get hate by tweeting at Smash Mouth.
that's how you do it. That's how you get the good hate.
Fine. You know, I've never seen anybody talk shit to Smash Mouth on Twitter, but I imagine if they did, it's not going to go well.
Oh, they played at Sturgis, and now people hate them. I mean, people who remember them. People who remember them hate them.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, they played alongside Fozzy and I want to say like 2 other bands, and that was during COVID, and they're like, "Yo, fuck COVID, we're out here."
Yeah, we're
playing with
Smash Mouth.
everybody," and nobody
Pretty
wore
flat for a
masks.
white guy. I wonder if they played that one.
Well, how many people were there?
At Sturgis, there were a lot of people.
Oh,
A
damn.
lot.
Yeah, it was a
There's
lot of people.
There's been a ton of cases of COVID now from that concert. So
Yeah, it's spreading out
For
because people
fuck's sake.
wanted to see Smash Mouth. I think it's on you for being.
Were they the headliners?
it
Well,
was
yeah.
a biker rally, and they just happened to be playing there.
Wait,
Yeah, but, like,
Smash
what-
Mouth was
yeah,
at a
that's what I'm saying.
biker rally?
Why would Smash Mouth be at a biker rally? It's Smash Mouth.
I'm not even kidding. It was a biker rally. If you see the crowd, it is a bunch of bikers.
Yeah, that's what Sturgis is. But
Yeah.
like, why?
I know Sturgis is a biker rally, but I don't. Who the fuck booked Smash Mouth for Sturgis? That's so stupid.
Like
Actually-
seriously, it was Fozzy and Smash Mouth and like some other lame ass band, and that was it. And they just played at a biker rally, and the bikers were like, "Okay, cool, fuck yeah, go Smash Mouth and Fozzy," and nobody wore masks.
And they played All Star.
Yeah, and
They played All Star for the
They played All
bikers.
Star
They just got up
really
there, they're
well.
like, "Yo, we're all here together. Fuck COVID. We don't care about none of that shit." And the bikers are all like, "Yeah!"
And then they're like, "Who here liked the movie Shrek?" And they're like, "Yeah."
I wish they really said that. I have a feeling they didn't, but it would have made me happy
It
if
would've.
Smash Mouth just embraces it and is like, "So who's here because they know Shrek? Yeah, woo!"
Here's that one song, and then they play it, and then they get the fuck off the stage.
That's I don't know. I didn't know they were getting hate or headlining biker rallies in 2020.
They got hate because nobody wore masks, and
Yeah.
and they made a comment about how on stage they were like, "Yo, fuck COVID."
What were they supposed to say? We love you, COVID? Like, what do you?
Well, they didn't have to mention it at all.
Oh,
they
they
could've
could
done the Shrek
have
thing.
not, but I mean, it's fucking Smash Mouth. I'm not expecting big intellectual takes. It's from Smash Mouth. I just one rung above Nickelodeon.
That should tell you how bad, like that no one wanted to play because of coronavirus. If Smash Mouth is playing your biker rally,
That is a sign.
I think next down on the list was like Public Enemy. They would have been really good at the biker rally.
You have like Smash Mouth is headlining, but the only people who were really competing with them were, I think, Alex said Fozzy, which is the wrestler Chris Jericho's fucking band.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris
wow.
Jericho got a lot of shit for it too because
So
he did.
It is
Chris-
not. Look, it is
Jericho
not a
was
good
there.
band. It is not a good band. It's-
Is it rap rock?
I
No, it's
almost
just-
wish it was.
It's
It's
just
like
shitty. It's just him trying to be a rock star, and he's not very good at it.
it's
Oh.
no good, Wes, and it's called Fozzy. Like
I mean, that's all I needed
the
to
bear.
know. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Fozzie the Bear was there telling
No.
jokes. That would have been
Oh, that would have been so much better.
good. Fozzie the Bear and Shrek. They could have just been there on their own.
That could have been so cool, but we did not get that.
So anyway, I have court on the. So I got served with these on the 11th. I have court on the 22nd. So in 5 days, and I had to contact my lawyer again and say, hey, I need your magic again. So we're doing this thing.
Just like
And
we
Tuesday
ride
morning-
again, man.
Yeah, Tuesday morning, I got to deal with court for the second time in a few months.
Over something pretty dumb.
Oh yeah, I mean, and now, so her new claims are that she was contacted on Twitter by someone pretending to be her, and then that person started spreading her porn videos on Twitter.
Now, I've heard you could get in trouble for spreading porn on Twitter, but I've also heard you
Absolutely.
can get away with it.
Well,
I've heard both.
She has porn
But-
videos.
Yeah,
Calm
so
down.
she's or she is or was a like cam model and OnlyFans, and that's how she makes money. She's not gonna go get a job.
She's not.
She's a lady of the internet night, Akujin. Calm down.
She's not attractive.
You're talking.
that's-
It's
that's-
beside the point and gets in the
that's
way of
subjective.
no one these days. We saw Ralph's sex tape a fucking week ago. I don't need this.
Yeah, that's completely subjective.
See, there are
she,
people who are into everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who like the specific content, niche content that she creates, allegedly. So
You said niche content, and now I want to know nothing about.
I
no,
promise
nothing.
you don't. I think it might have caused problems with BLM on Instagram because I don't know. Maybe there were postings or the hashtags on things that there shouldn't have been. I really don't know what happened.
God.
I just saw like I said, people send me screenshots, and it looked like maybe there was an altercation on Instagram that might have led to her deleting accounts. I really don't know. Like, I haven't been paying any attention. Like I said, I wasn't even making content about her because I just wanted to move on. But people are always trying to start shit, so they send me everything they can of her.
Wait, well, once you talk about somebody on the internet and people are like, okay, so you don't like that person too, so you'll get the people who are always around them.
Yeah.
And they obsess, so they'll send you everything that happens.
Yeah.
All right, but one of the things that happened here is I border on saying Akujin was the one who was talking about it before. He thinks that you rub the genie lamp to try to make peace with something you cannot make peace with.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
And
so
that is the impetus for why she came roaring back.
Yeah, I sent her an email on like August 2nd, I believe. And I said, because I hadn't I think it was May or early June was the last time I'd made any content about her. And I felt like I had moved on and I didn't want to keep making, content. I felt my point had been proven. Like what more could I say in a video that hadn't already been said? It seemed like she was laying low and she wasn't, like a threat to anyone really. So I sent her a message and just said like, yeah, I just want to, let's just get close. Let's just schedule a Discord call or a Skype call. I'm not going to record it. We're both in a state where you legally can't unless the other person gives you permission.
Man. Why would you do that? Why would would you ever try to talk to this bitch again? You're like, I don't. This is the part I don't get about you. Like, you dodged the bullet, and you now want to talk to the shooter.
Well, so I don't know if I'm pretty sure that when the next video came out, I would have been charged again anyway. Because in that email there was no threats at all.
It's not about threats. It's about
I
you have
understand that.
contact with her. She could say, "Look, he's saying stuff to me," and also,
well, that doesn't
why would
matter.
you ever want to talk to her? She almost ruined your life. I'm sorry, I don't get that part.
No, I've gotten my lawyer. It was the first thing she said too.
You thought it'd be cool to be cool, didn't you?
Yeah, like I just
That's
wanted
all. You didn't think
it's a matter of like cleansing. I just want to get I didn't want all the anger and frustration and like bitterness and shit that I've been feeling for so long. I don't want to live like that, and that's not an example I want to set for my kid. Like I don't want to just keep coming after someone who, at that point, seemed defenseless, and maybe there was something in her head that made her feel. I mean, clearly she wasn't trafficked. She wasn't terrified. But I just wanted to like get it out there, and she never replied, and I didn't email her again. And 3 weeks later is when she went and filed the domestic violence charges. But that email wasn't really the thing that she was talking about. She was more talking about someone pretending to be her on Twitter, and sending and then doxing her videos, and she said the account was under her full name or something like that, but nothing. She didn't include any like screenshots of that or how she thinks that would be me. I mean, even if that did happen, I don't believe it happened, but if that did happen, why would she think I did that?
I wouldn't put it past her to make a fake account for herself to pretend to harass herself.
Yeah, and she could do that, but all that stuff will get turned over in court, and continuing to lie to the court is not the way to go. Like if she tries to claim that I called her or I was contacting her and she shows false phone logs, it's not difficult to get the real ones, and then prove that she's again lying to the court. So whatever she's going to try and create, or whatever allegations she comes up with, they're all false. And changing her story multiple times to the court, I mean, that gets included with the new court case. The old one's going to be on there. So yeah, and that was my bad. Like trying to make my.
It's a hard thing to verbalize because it sounds so terrible. But yeah, it is my bad to have tried to make peace. Yeah, I was wrong to try to make amends.
Yeah, I should have never, contacted her again, but I did. I was just like, yo, let's just put this shit behind us. I'm not going to make content about you anymore. Like, because that was also part of my thinking was, fuck, she is young, and I wouldn't want to be concerned that everywhere I go, there's going to be someone just following me, making content about me. My point had been made. I wasn't going to take the videos down, but I didn't want to just keep harping on this girl and just keep, so I wanted to let her know, like, I'll stop. I don't even talk about you anymore. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's just move on. And that resulted in, 23 days later, she's filing domestic violence charges. Again.
As you do.
Yeah.
There was a golden line in there too. I'll grab that in a second, but I'll grab somebody to throw it in earlier. Ben C. Given 5 said Antifa also protested at Sturgis too, and it didn't go well. Slacker gave 2 and said Walking on the Sun is good. Is good too. Come on, man.
That is a good song. That was I think that was their first.
That's the one I like, I think.
That was their first big single.
Yeah, Walking on the Sun was okay.
And All Star was I think they recorded that for the Gap. It was a Gap commercial, Gap Kids or something. That. And then but people requested to hear it, so they were looping it on the radio. And then they recorded it to a full song. It's a little Smash Mouth trivia for everyone out there.
That song took on way too much of a life of its own.
I mean, it was a good song. It fit in Shrek really well.
fit Shrek really well.
Brought life to Shrek.
That's the Shrek song. That's why they're at Sturgis.
That's how you get to Sturgis, right
Write a
there.
song- Yeah, that you want to go to Sturgis, you get me something that shows up in a Shrek movie. Then we'll talk.
Yeah. All right. So the line I was talking about that is a lot of gold in here is she says that she deleted all social media and then you contacted her on social media.
Yeah. I don't.
That
I don't
could be a
even.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
I don't even
amazing.
know. I don't even know how that's possible. And I haven't contacted her on social media since March, before she moved out here, and we were talking on Facebook Messenger. I haven't contacted her on social media, so that's a ridiculous claim. And the fact that I was able to contact her after she had deleted all social media, I'm very interested in how that would work.
It would be interesting to contact people through deleted social media, but
It would,
okay.
and
I've heard
that,
crazier shit from her.
and that would be illegal because they deleted it. Why are you contacting on something deleted? You fucking monster.
That. So, one reason I think that it could have motivated you to make peace, and I'm not trying to give you the excuse or whatever, but when you're going back and forth with somebody like this, and they're doing shit like accusing you of sex trafficking, there comes a point, maybe you don't want, the barrel over your fucking head either.
No, see, I really felt
ceasefire more than anything else.
I really felt like it was over, and I didn't want to continue making stuff. But I mean, and also remember that the Vince Nicotra situation had preceded this by a year, where for this isn't just like the last 6 months I've been dealing with bullshit from YouTube. A year prior, Chris Hansen's old web media manager is doxing me on Twitter and accusing me of being a hacker and doxing contacting my family on Facebook. And I mean, that shit was toxic too. And this all started with me trying to help him with digital marketing assistance, and the guy was really bad at what he was doing. And when I made some comments about it in a video, he decided to start doxing me, and it went on for a long time until the guy turned himself in 2 weeks ago to the police for aggravated harassment. He had been doxing Chris Hansen's family's address in Michigan and offered to sell his social security number and driver's license number on Twitter, on his own account. I mean, and this guy was still, a year later, he was doxing pictures. I don't know if he found them on an old Facebook account. Pictures were 13, 14 years old. He's putting them on Twitter. I don't want to keep dealing with that shit. That's not the kind of life I want, where I'm fighting with morons online about nothing.
Nothing.
And
He
I
just doesn't like you.
Well, he didn't like that. Well, he didn't like that I was right.
In the case of him, is a thing where it's done with her, she'd come around, she'd been in your house. This is, I could see why you would reach out to make peace with her, possibly, because it's more of a thing that you're entrenched in. I wouldn't have done it. I can get why you might have, but I don't know. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but it was never something I would have done before. It was kind of like that. Yeah, I was trying to do the opposite and see if maybe that would have a better outcome, just trying to make peace with someone instead of just continuing bullshit on for no reason. And at that point, I felt like it was the videos were there. Anyone who needed to see them could just watch them.
And even if it had calmed down, there was always that thing in your head that you could wake up one day and something new and crazy would be happening.
Yeah. And if that happened, and if I needed to, I could always pick up where I left off. But I didn't want this to be this thing, because what would happen is I would post someone would put up a video, and I would make a comment on this completely unrelated video, and someone would comment under it, "Hey, when is the next Muse video?"
Mm-hmm. Because they wanted you to turn into one of those channels who does
And-
nothing but talk about the exact same person every day.
And I was ignoring it. I got a lot of tweets from people like, "Hey, are you okay? I haven't seen a new Muse video. Did she get you?" And that's just not what I want to be about. Like
It's fine to be content, but it can't be your identity. Someone else can't become your identity. You don't want
it's
that.
not drama to me. This is my life. That like I've had to hire lawyers twice. I had this crazy person in my house. This isn't just drama and tea. Like this is real shit.
Yeah,
that
it's getting
happened.
pricey, and she knows where you're at. So
Yeah,
it's not just goofy internet shit.
but to other people, it's entertainment, and they're just waiting to be entertained, and that shit also gets frustrating. Like when other content creators who are much larger than me are contacting me, ask me when the videos. How about you make some content about her? Because instead of talking about Jim Soroka for the 90th time, or why the movie Cuties is annoying you, how about you talk about this predator that's out there and like causing real damage to people?
It wouldn't be terrible. Even like there's a bunch of them that I don't like, but even people who I don't like, you're like, what's going on with you and all that? That would have been like prime content. Prime fucking content for a bunch of fucking people to talk about and be like, holy shit, look at this story. This is one of those stories. Yeah, this is one of those stories that's happened through 2020 that not very many people are talking about, but it's kind of a huge, crazy fucking tale. Like, people could hear this. They could learn some lessons about things. They could also see some crazy shit.
Well, I mean, and the fact that it's still going on is
And now it's still going on too. There's that. I was wondering about it like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I wonder if that ever quieted down.
Well, that's the thing. If you would have asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have said, "Yeah, it's great. Haven't heard from her. Like, there's nothing going on. I'm good." And then out of the blue, my kid opens the door and there's two cops standing there.
Oh, I thought that was the thing. And you said it was on September 11th. Like before the show, he said that two cops were at his door on September 11th. And I said,
September
holy
11th.
shit! Did she accuse you of that too?
I mean, well, Vince Nicotra's sister is a lawyer, and she accused me legitimately of being the Long Island serial killer. She thinks I'm the Gilgo Beach murderer.
I remember this now.
And
Wow.
that was confirmed by Stephen Asarch, who's the former Newsweek reporter. Because she told it to him, so he did a live stream with me a week or two ago. And he confirmed the story. She told him, make sure he's not alone around me because he wouldn't be safe, and she thinks I may be the Long Island serial killer, or at least tied to him in some way.
Are you?
I've never been to Long Island.
That's not an answer. Guilty.
Oh.
Well, the best
Touché.
part was her evidence. Like, I guess they found a belt buckle or a belt or something near one of the crime scenes that may or may not have belonged to the murderer, and there was like a W and an H on it. But she thinks it looks like a W and an M, and my channel initials are W and M, and that's the logo for my channel. So, put two and two together, I'm a serial killer.
There you go.
I mean, what more?
I remember now. It was the symbol.
It was it was a belt, and it was my original channel logo. It was just like a Google font, a W and an M.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Look at it. It looks just like it. Like, I think that's a sign."
The serial killer started a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
with the
and-
belt buckle from his murder as the logo.
Yeah, I'm taunting people.
That's her theory.
Genius. It's genius.
That's some galaxy brain shit.
Yeah.
She's going with some really cool hypothesis there.
So I've been accused of that this year in 2020. So it was in 2020. It started off on New Year's Day with Vince Nicotra accusing me of hacking his account and sending out some tweets about I guess Onision from his phone. So I was accused of hacking, and then I was accused of trafficking. I was accused of being the Gilgo Beach murderer, and then domestic violence twice. Pretty good year.
That's a hell of a year.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a year. And
It's
you've got how many days?
I mean, I've got it's until court or for 5 days.
Okay, 5 more days, and then you'll be at another court date. And there's still some months left in 2020. There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time for me to get accused of something else.
Yeah, still some
what,
time.
what did I do with the lost colony of Roanoke? What did I do with those people? Like they just disappeared on their own, or maybe I had something to do with it.
Very likely you,
I'll let you
especially
guys.
if you've never been there.
I've never been to Roanoke, Virginia. I've never been to
Oh.
what was it, like 1700s or whenever they showed up there either. I wasn't even alive, but that doesn't mean anything.
But I don't know you weren't there.
You don't know there wasn't a belt buckle found with a W and an M on it either. So
Yeah, I don't know that isn't what happened.
Pretty sure a belt buckle like that came up at the Nuremberg trials.
Oh.
Well, that was me. I've been open about that. That one was me. My bad on that one.
That one was
My
me.
bad.
My bad.
So, with the exception of being served with the pay, has any contact at all from her?
No, she can't because now with the first one, she violated her own restraining order because she had filed it on the 9th, and then like on the 11th of May, she contacted me and told me to stop, like stop making any videos or contact to my friends or anything like that as a violation. I'm begging you. We go to court soon. Stop. But several days earlier, she had filed a restraining order, no contact order, and so it's a violation to contact someone, even if you are the one who placed the restraining order. But I guess the police weren't fast enough in bringing me the paperwork, so she wanted to threaten me and warn me before that Chris Hansen video came out.
Oh,
and what she still doesn't seem to understand is that a restraining order is not a gag order. It doesn't mean I can't tell my own story about what happened to me.
yeah. It doesn't mean you're not allowed to. I mean,
And it doesn't
gag
mean
order, that would go on a specific thing.
It would be it would be a gag order. Is what it would be, a media gag order. But I mean, people contacting me to do interviews, or she's also claiming I'm paying people to do interviews and get information about her, which never happened.
I'm still waiting for that check to fucking.
Yeah, I'd love for her to. I'd love for her to go ahead.
Oh no! Even if you are, what would be wrong with that?
It wouldn't.
It's just something to say.
She's trying to say it's like I'm stalking her because I'm paying people to get information about her. The people I'm interviewing are telling me about their lives with her before, not people who are like, "Oh, so you want to know where she is? Give me $20." There's none of that. I don't care where she is. No one does.
She's so weird. Hold on, he giggled. What is it?
I don't care where she is. Nobody fucking does. Nobody wants to know, you crazy bitch.
Frostbit of Gay 5 said, never try to make peace with someone that looks like you just scraped them out of a crack pipe. Oh, that's not nice. Crucial Bunny gave to and said, Wes stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
Not me. And then you say, yes, you. And I say, couldn't be. And you say, then who? And then I name someone else.
I remember that game.
You remember that?
From 100 years ago. It feels like, Jesus. Wow, Crucial. Like, take everybody back to kindergarten, why don't you? Slacker gave to and said, Smash Mouth is the best. Okay, you need to stop paying money just to plug Smash Mouth.
Name 5 Smash Mouth songs.
Smash Mouth is not going to reimburse you.
They are not.
These plugs.
There was some song on the album that All Star was on that was about getting stoned. I like that song. I don't remember what it was called, and I'm not even like into smoking pot or anything, but I remember listening to that when I was like, 12, 13, 14. I like that song.
Were you cool?
It was chill.
Were you cool then? Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe I was cool then. Maybe I'm a fucking ass now.
That sounds like a shit song. I'm just going to be honest.
Smash Mouth singing about smoking weed sounds like an experience.
Smash Mouth was just another Sublime ripoff. That's all they were.
I don't know. I don't like Sublime.
All right, I gotta go.
Like Smash Mouth has like the one song that I don't really hate, but I don't really like Sublime. Like I don't really like the reggae. I never really liked that sound. I guess there's always gonna be like one or two that are fine. But
You mean like that one song about smoking weed?
I wonder if there's one that isn't about smoking weed that's got a reggae sound.
Of
Are
course,
you
there
like the
is.
only person in the world that doesn't like, fucking, what's the
Sublime?
No, fucking, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Yeah, I don't really like Bob Marley.
Yeah, I never really got into the Bob Marley thing either.
I probably don't give much of a shit about that either. I've heard a
Buffalo
little.
soldier
What the fuck are
in the
you
heart
doing?
of America,
I don't like Bob Marley.
pulling from Africa.
This is good. It's really good.
This is how you sell people on Bob Marley. Get an
Australian reggae.
Australian to sing it.
I'm in.
Hold on. Hey, Jabbers doesn't like Bob Marley either. And neither does Thrax. He don't like him.
So
A
that's
lot
like
of people
10,
seem to not like him.
10
Yeah.
people have said, yeah.
There's plenty of people that don't like Bob Marley, Akujin.
But red, red wine.
Oh man, that's all fucking
There
key.
goes me.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, dog. Whoa, dog.
That was not good.
That was things took a definite dive with
What
the
happened?
red wine rendition.
What we were talking about horrible, horrific things, and then that happened.
He tried to make
What a
it worse.
coincidence.
Okay, so what's better? What would you rather sit through? Another month of Muse in your house or Akujin performing Bob Marley songs for the next 3
I could
hours?
do the Bob Marley songs for
Oh,
a month.
damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
So if you've ever had someone,
for the win.
have you ever been around one of those people that 1 minute feels like an hour? And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like the days
Hey!
seem to stretch on. The days seem to stretch on longer. And so even the 2 months that I had set, that would have felt like forever. And it's really good that she did leave when she did, because if she would have left even a week later, that was when all the lockdowns, all the shutdowns went down up here in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
She
God.
Would have been
she'd probably
trapped
still
with
be
a
here.
Dude!
Yeah.
How
So, like-
fucked would this story have got if
Yeah, her-
right when it's time for her to leave? Quarantine, everybody shut it down.
And she's stuck in my house
Oh,
for
God.
6 more months.
You dodged it by like how many weeks you said?
It was 1 week.
One
So she
fucking
left-
week.
She left on the 5th, and on the 12th is when all the lockdowns, everything went into effect. Like school shut down, everything.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if when we first talked to you, if Corona had fully hit. I can't remember.
Yeah, no. Well, that was why
I
we-
hadn't thought about that, but like in my head, I guess I just thought you were like, nope, throwing her out in the Rona. The
No,
hell with it. Get her
no,
out of
that-
here.
That's the reason we didn't go to Seattle for the court case. We were supposed to go cover Dark Side Phil, I think, bankruptcy court. And so Pacific Northwest was getting hit. Seattle was getting hit in particular pretty hard early on. So they shut down before a lot of other places did. And so it was like up to the wire the day before, 2 days before they decided that court was going to be canceled. And so her and I were going to go to Seattle for that reason, so I could, document that case for PNN. And when that case was canceled, I told her, hey, since there's no court, I'm not going to Seattle. Like, I'm not going to drive 3 hours to Seattle. And she got upset. Well, I need to be there. I was like, all right, we'll take the train. I'll pay for your ticket. Like, get out. And so that's why we didn't end up going, was because of coronavirus. So that was also what the police officer said to me. He said I was lucky that we didn't go to Seattle because she would have gone to the hospital and said I took her there and she escaped or something.
Yeah. Anywhere you drove her was a hazard, man.
Yeah.
Like, you could have took her to
She would have said I took her
anywhere.
there. I was going to sell her into Canada or something.
Yeah.
Like, she would have made up some crazy shit. So everything worked out the way it did, like with her leaving a week before the lockdowns, like all those things just worked out in my favor. And she only ended up being at my house for 2 weeks. And the bedroom like doesn't smell like her anymore, which is awesome because it had like a gamey. I even put that in the house rules. Like, you need to air that room out. It smells like a hamster cage.
You need to change your sawdust at least once a day.
Yeah, you got to. I know it looks clean.
You got
but
the
it's
funk
not.
in there, girl. What are you doing?
Well, because it was just her and her dog locked in that room with the windows closed and the door closed. And I was like, you gotta air that, open the window. Don't open the door. Like, you're fine with that door closed. You keep that door closed as much as you need to.
Yeah,
But open the window.
air the stank outside. Get some ventilation happening.
Get some sort of something.
And-
Oh man, the body funk.
Yeah.
The body funk was real. It happens when what would be the term?
Well,
Wallow's in it.
When you leave someone, so she knew when she left my house to go to Seattle, she was acting like she was coming back, but she'd already arranged to move into her next place that she was going to. And she left, bloody. She has for her feeding tube, the tubey pads that go around
We're
the.
just gonna say something else then.
Fucking Akujin's like, oh god.
She left bloody bandages and stuff like just stacked on the windowsill. There were dishes and plates stacked up in the closet.
Why would you stack that on the windowsill though?
Yeah, no, I know. Plates and bowls and everything in the closet, just food wrappers.
What?
Why would you? That's bloody bandage. That's biohazard.
She knew
Put
she
it in the
wasn't.
trash.
Oh, dude, my housekeeper was.
She told you before she moved in that she has an eating disorder.
No, she was not open about that. She had an eating disorder at one time and had to go to treatment. She said that she was an inpatient for that as when she was younger.
Oh.
And I believed that. Like, I had no problem believing that.
She's never been able to clean up after herself. She doesn't eat.
So her claim was that she is obsessive about cleaning, and that
she is about not cleaning.
About not cleaning. That it's like her joy to clean. So she wanted to do all the cleaning. So I'd actually can't pause the housekeeper while she was going to be here, because she asked that she be allowed to clean. That was what she wanted her payment to be like. I'll clean top to bottom. I love to clean. And then she put dirty dishes away in the dishwasher 2 days in a row. And the second day, when I'm taking all the dishes out of the cabinet and putting them back in the dishwasher so they could actually be washed, she messaged me and she's like, "Hey, are you putting away dishes? I was going to do that after my live stream." I was like, "Yeah, you put them away dirty again. I'm calling the housekeeper back. So if you see, that's why she's going to be here." And she was like, "Well, you didn't talk to me about that." Exactly. I made it clear. Well, this is my house. I'm not going to talk to you about shit. But then while I'm doing this, she's messaging the girl that she had lived with prior to moving out here and complaining that I'm going to have someone in her space. And I mean, I've never stayed at someone's house and then called it my space. Like, that's their house. But she was upset that there was going to be, she's like, "I'm going to have a housekeeper. Now he's going to have some housekeeper in my space."
Wherever she may roam, it becomes hers.
That's hers.
Killer Groove is thrown forward and said, "Who's this crazy chick and why is she in my city?" Earlier in the stream, you will hear a 911 call where she accuses the person who was bringing her stuff and who she was telling to send her money of sex trafficking her. This has been going on for about a year. She's continuing to do crazy things. She's now taking him to court again. This is him, by the way. Very nice guy. But I think now somebody says she was going by Penelope on Twitter. But that doesn't matter. She'll have a new name in 15 minutes.
Yeah, the names don't matter. The names are impossible to track. They really don't matter.
Yeah, she changes her gimmick every 5 minutes, for real. She's a different person with different things going on, a different name. It's like that. That almost literally. She will just change her name and do a whole different thing. But she's not good. So yeah, Killer Groove. If you happen to see a lady, I can't say she would have blue eyebrows, but she did at one point.
She did. Or no eyebrows is also another look. She'll shave them off.
Yeah.
Along with her hair.
If you see this lady, She's.
She needs your
I don't know.
help.
She has. What is something? No, no. What is something that Killer Groove? He's on the street right now, Wes.
Mhm.
He's walking down the sidewalk. There are a couple people coming toward him. What should he be looking for that will deter him immediately from? Yeah, let me get away from that real quick.
A service dog that's clearly not a service dog,
All right.
and her hand out, probably waving it around in front of her so that someone would put money in it.
The chick talking
And-
loudly about all of her fucking eating disorders.
Yeah, and a little black backpack and feeding tube, very visible feeding tube lines, running to the backpack.
Feeding tubes, a
Yeah,
dog,
a
and the
pit
look,
bull.
The Cash
the
App
look of
tattoo.
I'm looking for your money.
Yeah,
The Cash App tattoo.
What, she has a Cash App.
the Cash App tattoo. She should be sponsored by Cash App. Like, it's been said on YouTube so many times since this happened. And shave. Normally, the head will get shaved every few months. And she says it's for fetish content, that there are people who like that she shaves her head. I mean, I'm not saying that's not true, but in cases where people in places where people often will claim to have sicknesses that they may not have, shaving the head is one of the first things these people will do.
It makes you look.
It makes you look sick. It makes you look pitiful. And people might not ask, do you have cancer or something? But they will treat you that way.
You just imply things over time.
Yeah.
And see if people
You see
end
what
up
they-
biting on it. There's been a bunch of these types who have done that over and over.
Oh yeah, it's very, very common. So that would be what I would look out for.
All right, so Killer Group, keep your eyes out. That's what you need to be trying to scope out on the street and shit. So, I mean, and do you think this is going to be something that's looming over you for a long time into the future?
Well, no, because there are laws in place where you can't keep filing charges, bullshit charges against people. You can't keep harassing someone, and that's what this is. So I sent her the email. In the middle of all this shit in 2020, while Muse was at my house, I had an ex who was arrested for stalking me. And Muse actually got upset about this because while the police were here trying to deal with this and find where she was so they could go arrest this girl, she wanted to have a conversation with me about her feeding tube. And I said, I'm in the middle of, like, I'm really busy. I can't, you can't be the focus right now. She's like, fine, whatever. And so this girl was contacting me 20, 30 times a day. And finally they told me while the police were here about the Vince situation, I just asked him, I was like, hey, I got this girl that won't leave me alone. What do I need to do? He said, just tell her in writing to leave you alone and never contact you again. And then you can't contact her either. He said, but let her know that if she contacts you again, you'll involve the police, and then we'll make a warning. We'll just give her a call and make a warning. And then, 99 times out of 100, they go away. All right, cool. And so I told her, you need to leave me alone. She was showing up at my house. Like, it wasn't just calls. She would show up at like crazy hours. She threw a bike in my neighbor's yard. Like, it was a whole thing. You don't normally throw 12-speed bikes in the neighbor's yards because I wouldn't let you in my house. Like, it's just not normal. So, I told her to leave me alone, and she wouldn't. And then when I asked the police to make that warning call, they found that she had several other harassment charges on her record. So they just ended up arresting her because she had done this. There was a pattern of it. And so me sending one email that doesn't get replied to is not harassment. Now, had she said, don't contact me again, if you do, I'm going to contact the authorities or something like that. And then I continued
And then
messing
you
with her.
continue, it would be different.
Then that would, then you'd have a case for harassment there. But, that wasn't the case. That didn't happen. I got no reply, and I didn't follow up. That was it.
You left it open ended there. Just let me know what you think.
Yeah, and that was the end of it. So
Yeah,
there's
when you get no reply to that, you didn't say anything back. You can't really. There's nothing wrong there.
Yeah, and so that was that. So I really don't understand what her I mean, I know what her motivations are, but no.
Is it based off of that email? Is that's going to be the basis for what she's saying?
No, because you wouldn't wait almost 4 weeks after that email to file those. I don't really know what the basis is. I really don't. I have no idea.
God. She says social media. Do you think it's possible that she has filed claims against you for what is likely an impersonator on Twitter?
I don't believe that the impersonator on Twitter exists, because there are so many people who, like I said, are constantly sending me her stuff on Twitter. Someone would have sent that to me, like, holy shit, someone's pretending to be her on Twitter. Look, here's their screenshots, here's their argument or whatever. Like, I would have seen that.
So you're saying she's that much of a miserable cunt, people don't even want to pretend to be her?
No, I don't think people pay attention. I don't think people are, like, they're paying attention as far as seeing what she's up to, because they're concerned that she'd gotten to a new community. It was the people who are real supportive of Black Lives Matter. She's talking about protesting constantly and retweeting all this stuff about cops being bastards, and she was
making her way into a new spot.
Yeah, she was an activist. She was looking out for people of color, and
meanwhile,
other people of color, not me.
People of color that aren't Wes Moast.
Yeah, it's Black Lives Matter, but not necessarily all Black lives. Like, some of them are expendable. Like,
Black Lives Matter, with the exception of this one guy.
Also, all police are bad except the ones that I'm sending to his house constantly.
Except for the 11 cops that I've had him encounter in the last 5 months.
Jesus.
She's an amazing creature.
Yeah.
She's fucking up there.
Something.
But all right, would this go? There's gotta. I assume there's got to be like another dude that's around and either A, doing the white knight thing, or B, having his refrigerator raided.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
That schizophrenic motherfucker who tried to get in the pants.
I had asked him about that earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard from anyone.
He went away then, like right then. Akujin, that was the end for him. The beginning and end. We saw it.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know who. And that's the thing is, she claims that I'm trying to find out where she is, and she always talks about how she's had to move multiple times because of people driving past, like, just crazy shit. Where you want to look like the victim, where you need to look like I'm in danger. Because she says on the petition that she's had to move 3 times since meeting me, but. I mean, well, she did. She moved from Georgia to here. That was 1. And she moved from here to where she was living after here. That was 2. And then she moved from there after like 2 months when they couldn't stand her either. So that was 3. I don't really know what she's talking about.
What was she saying was the reason? Why is she putting that in there? Like, you made that happen?
Because she's terrified. Because
she's moving because she's scared of you. Okay.
It was even in the first petition that, and I've had to move because I'm terrified, and there's cars driving past the house, and just silly shit like that.
Does she live by a road?
Probably.
I mean, that's what cars do.
Yeah. Well, if they drive by any slower than posted, I'm sure she's going to assume I sent that person, or her ex sent the person, or we joint sent that guy together.
I believe that. I can believe she's that kind of person where she just sees the car and the funniest story I heard from anyone that I interviewed about the situation, the person that she lived with after leaving her, they said that right after my first video came out,
I guess they were outside, like smoking a cigarette or something, and a police car like drove by, and she thought that they were there for her. And
And she broke a law. Does she break laws? I don't know this lady. Does she break laws?
well, yeah, extortion is a crime.
Well, yeah, I mean like that, but like I just meant like on the regular. Like, is she like? I didn't know if she was like a drug user, if she's like a klepto.
Well,
or
no,
one of those things.
she's been open about her drug use in the past.
Okay, so there is.
Yeah, there is a past with some pretty hardcore drug abuse, but I don't know, who knows what the hell she's doing now, but I'm sure she thought that the police were there in connection with my video, and so that's pretty funny.
So she thought she had done something wrong enough to where the police would show
Well,
up.
I'm sure
like
she knew
falsely claiming things.
Sure, she knew she had done something wrong enough for the police to show up. You can only keep making false charges for so long. There are penalties and consequences for that, and she's never really faced them.
The filing the false reports. Is that filing a false? She's making a call that is false.
Yeah,
Is
well,
that
a
filing the
911
false
call is a
report?
police report.
Okay, that's what I'm
when
saying. Like,
yeah, that is-
you get hit with it on that too, right?
Yeah, that was a false police report.
Okay.
Because everything that she said could be proven as a lie. I even called the national, because she, on that 911 call, she keeps trying to give the 911 operator a case number. She's like, I have a case number. I have a case number. So I took down that case number, and I mean that call's on my channel. I called the National Trafficking Hotline because I wanted to find out about this open case against me. And there are no cases with the National Trafficking Hotline. The way they work is you call them and you say, I've been trafficked, and it doesn't show up in your call log because when people are calling these places, it's serious. And what they do is they determine where you are, and then they listen to your story, and if you're being trafficked, they're going to contact the police and turn it over to them. They don't have like detectives, they're not doing investigations. The idea is that you never have to call them back. They're going to take your information, they're going to get the police involved, the police are going to come and hopefully save you from being trafficked. What she's claiming, or one of the claims she's made, was that the National Trafficking Hotline was like, yeah, you've been trafficked. Tell you what, when you go to meet this guy, call the police and they'll take care. That's not what they would do. Most people who are trafficked don't just have free access to their phone to make multiple phone calls.
That's not usually how traffic.
Not usual. Again, I've never trafficked or been trafficked, but from what I see on Breaking Bad, they don't have free access to mobile phones to just call who they want. And so you've been trafficked, but you're going to meet the guy in a few days at Walmart to get your stuff. Okay, call the police then.
Is your trafficker about to cash app you that little bonus that you were talking about?
Wait until you get that Cash App money. Well, and then her later claim was that she only wanted the money to prove that it was hush money. So she was setting me up to see if I was going to take the bait for it being hush money.
Mm.
Usually,
$500.
hush money doesn't need to be extorted. It's kind of given freely to shut up.
Yeah, it's offered.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's offered freely, and it's made clear what the money's for. And it's normally not $500. Like, in my experience, I don't think you would give someone $500 in hush money unless, I mean, it'd have to be a really, really depressed third world country for that to be a substantial amount of money.
That's the idea that she's just like, well, no. I wanted to prove that was hush money. Like, she's got an excuse for everything. Not necessarily a good one, but she does have an excuse for everything.
And if that was the case, if the police are wanting to see, well, let's see if he's then they would be involved in that operation. It wouldn't just be her, because then it looks like she's asking me for hush money, which is illegal.
It is illegal, and not how hush money really works.
It's not how that works.
Yeah, but and she is, by the way, asking him for money. Definitely. In the messages, she was just like, don't forget the Cash App. Hey, Cash App.
Please
Cash
don't forget
App.
the Cash App. Please don't forget the Cash App.
Yeah, Cash App. Send it
Money
to the
me
Cash
now,
App.
please.
money. Yeah, that was
I don't know. That's a cold cold creature right there. Like, just no regard for how much damage she's doing to anybody around her's life. She's just like, okay, how can I make this situation as advantageous for myself as possible
Yeah.
She's
with
a
no regard
legitimate.
for the people around me?
She's a legitimate psychopath. She has no understanding or empathy for anybody else other than herself. She cannot control herself or her actions. I mean, there are differences between a sociopath and a psychopath. She can't help, putting herself in the shit. Like all of these reports that she's making, they're terrible ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna bite her, but she can't help herself.
Well, what she's opening herself up to doing is being an actual victim, where something horrible, like someone could do something horrible to her, and they'll be able to point at all of these fake reports, all these other things that have happened, and say, "Well, she makes things up."
See, that would be really fucking tragic. If something really horrible does happen to her,
Yeah,
but then
well,
she can't get anyone to listen to any of it happening.
well, it'd be like if a legit Nigerian prince was trying to email you to give you money, you'd be like, "Nah, I've heard this enough times. I don't want your money." And then this poor dude in Nigeria is like, "Who's going to take my 300 million American dollars?" Everyone's been burned by that before. It's the same shit. Like, you keep making up different stories about being a victim and being abused and this and that. Then when you actually have a legitimate claim, people are like, "I've heard this from you before. I don't want to hear that shit again."
Yeah,
You call the police.
Oh, God.
No, please.
I was gonna say it's a legitimate boy who cried wolf, or in this case, girl who cried wolf.
Mm-hmm.
She's lucky she's
One-
unsellable,
one day there's gonna
otherwise
be
she
a
might get
wolf.
trafficked.
What was that?
I said she's lucky she's unsellable.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Well,
somebody
that's
might
the
take
other thing.
advantage of that trafficking thing.
That was the other thing. It's like if she was, when she was claiming that it was trafficking, now it's, I brought her out here because I needed help on a website, is what she's saying. But if it was trafficking, would I traffic someone who, according to her, needed 24-hour constant care and feeding tubes? And like, it doesn't even make sense. That's not the person that you're trafficking.
That's not a very good
product
to
No,
be shipping around with all of its
whoever I was
feeding
in charge-
tubes and shit.
Whoever I was
product is a little
upselling-
broken.
Yeah, they would be really mad with the merchandise I'm bringing. I'm not going to get the top buyers if that's what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah, and then you gave her $500 to leave. I mean, you're running a
Yeah.
terrible business model over there.
Terrible. I'm losing money. I'm losing money left and right because I can't get this shit figured out.
It seems like something that is going to be her way of life. Probably, like, going to be how she does things until her looks fade, and it will still be how she does things, but just to a much lower degree of success. And
she's gonna keep doing this until she is stopped. She cannot stop. She will not stop. She needs to be stopped. She's one of those people that only understands consequences.
she's
and
clinging
force.
to someone. Someone's clinging on to right now, as we speak.
Yeah, and she's probably in the process of grooming the next one.
It's not good, but this is going to be her way of life for a long time, and it's all about how long it is until she picks someone else who she's gonna go and make all this shit about that isn't him. I'm hoping it's not Killer Groove, by the way.
Yeah, that'd be good. But I mean, Killer Groove has the tips now on how to recognize her. So
Find Nemo gave him says hi. I was told to say hi. Evidence, principles, and DBZ fanfiction. Okay.
so I got about 2 minutes left before I have to jump on a meeting here.
No, this is legal. So court case is in like 5 days, and that'll be where the story wraps up more or less where it is now on everything and all that stuff. But
yeah, I'm hold on real quick. Alexa off.
Alexa talking shit.
Yeah, reminders. I expect to know more about
You
what's going to
expect her to
happen?
even show up?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because she didn't show up the first time,
Oh,
so I expect her to show up this time. Because that wasn't a good look, not showing up, and she even addresses that when she didn't show up, I tweeted about her not showing up because she was busy making TikToks, which she was busy making TikToks that day. She's like, he claimed I was on my phone. I was on my phone because my gastroenterologist wanted me to set up a meeting with someone about putting weight back on and making my weight healthy. That sounds like a call that could be made at any time. Setting up a consultation, not during this time where you're supposedly terrified and trying to get a domestic violence charges against someone.
it seems like it.
You just schedule that call for an hour later in the day, you'll be fine.
Do you
go ahead?
do you think you're going to be compelled once you're up at the courthouse if she does show up? Are you going to be compelled to try to make peace again?
No, fuck no. And we're not going to the actual courthouse. It's all on the phone.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which benefits me because she can't go there with in a wheelchair with the feeding tube on and try and look pitiful. It's all on the phone, same as the last time.
Decent, actually.
Yeah,
I think that is kind of an upside to the court, like doing court kind of stuff where you just look at people without the show and the.
This is up in Seattle too, so I'd have to drive, 150 miles to go deal with this again if it was not over the phone.
All right, so if this one gets shut down, this whole group of issues, do you think she's going to move on to the next person, or do you think you still have one or two more issues coming?
No, I don't think she can. I mean, I really don't think she'll be able to file more charges against me.
She'll try.
But I mean, do you think she might show up, slash your tires or something? Like I don't fucking know.
No, she wouldn't do that. But okay. No, I mean, I'm saying I'm having my lawyer explore what needs to be done so that she cannot continue to file charges against me. So it won't be possible.
Good. That would be the best outcome to this, is if she just goes away quietly, would be preferred.
Yeah.
But
if you do find yourself though in that place where she can't file any more charges, all right, this is over with, don't message her.
No, I'm not contacting her ever again. I have nothing to say to her. So
no peace. She's dead to you.
If you feel that you need to get shit out of your system, I don't know, take some Epsilon salts, fuck a hooker, do something. Don't message her.
Yeah. Well, my lawyer said it's like trying to negotiate with poison.
Yeah. There is no good in the bottle.
Yeah, you can't do that. So
no good ingredients.
But yeah, no, I learned that lesson. There won't be any other contact.
Hell yeah. That is good. I am glad to hear that, because if you get that inkling of maybe things can be cool, that'll get used against you.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that it can't. Like that trying to make any kind of peace and just move on with the knowledge that all right, I tried. I tried to not continue just making videos about this person, and I tried to be done, and I kind of want to be the bigger person, and that didn't happen. So.
Yeah, that's what you got to walk with. You tried to be cool. They didn't want to be cool. That's on them. Cool.
So yeah, and so I could just, I'll just make the next video as planned.
All right. Well, good. Well, hell for the Yellow Escape. I have to say, she seems to blend in with crazies in Seattle right now. Be happy you're so far away. There's blue hair everywhere.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to pick her out just by the hair. You got to be more Pacific.
Oh God.
The chest tattoo as well.
Oh. She also got the chest tattoo.
No,
fair enough. But
I will let you guys know how it ends up next week. Like I'll be in contact to let you guys.
Yeah, please do. Please do, man. I appreciate you coming through and everything. It's
man,
a wild fucking story still going on.
It's still ongoing. Thanks for having me on again. And if you guys have any questions or whatever, just message me on Twitter or Discord.
Hell yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but hopefully we don't have to talk to you again.
Yeah, no.
About this.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, that's got nothing to do with you. But,
no, that'd be great, wouldn't it? So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, Wes.
Bye.
I like him. He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. Even in the face of someone who is pretty shit to him, he sends this email of, "Hey, let's make peace." And you know what? Let's go to court. Okay, well, I'm assuming that's a no to the peace agreement.
Okay, then.
Fucking. Oh.
Well, it's
man.
like I read the emails, and one of them even flat out states, "This is in no way anybody threatening you." It was included in the words. He just wanted to know why she was saying the shit. And then the final email was, "Listen, can we just talk this out as adults? Be cool.
So can we
Just
be
drop
cool?
everything." But
You want to be cool? Nope.
and then he gets papers and it's like, okay, I guess that's a no.
Nope.
But he tried. He tried to be the bigger person.
So we've made it to the end of the show here. Or is it?
Or is it? I don't know, is it?
I may have been holding something back. It wasn't about the Wes thing, but I don't want to talk to it. Wes has enough on his plate without having to know any of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
There may be more. Who wants to hear it? If you want the show to end now, say it here. Just say it here, right in the chat. If you want the show to keep going, go for it. Say that here. Let me know. Do you want it to end now, or do you want it to keep going? Say it here. Keep going or end it.
Well, I'm sure if you were to end now, it would just be saved for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll memory hold it.
You'll memory hole it.
Memory hold the fuck out of it. I'll never think about it again, ever.
I wish, but
All right, I'm gonna go get a drink. Akujin, make Vamp count up all the votes.
Vamp, count.
There's a 24-hour stream vote, and I'm just gonna nix that one. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We could just
7,
ban all these people and just
8,
delete their messages.
9. I mean, yeah, I could switch accounts and just message redacted. Let's keep this shame train rolling. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Single votes, too. Bunch of keep goings. Wow. Hateful.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe I should screenshot it for my personal records.
What personal records?
Hate train over here.
Me? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that
you.
Caitlyn chick is a Russian bot. See that's photoshopped right there.
Sure.
See that? That's Photoshop right there.
I knows me a photoshops when I sees one.
Fucking Photoshop.
Fucking is.
She got a fucking knife.
Okay, I'm back.
This right here, this is fake news.
It's just fucking fake news.
And this is how quick Vamp is. She was able to Photoshop that in like 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. The only vote I nixed was, oof. He put it up there, too.
Okay, so how'd the votes go?
There was Russian interference.
Russian interference?
Yep, 100%. The votes for Keep Going won.
Okay.
A landslide. The only votes I nixed were the 24 and 48 hour streams because fuck that.
I was about to say, how the hell did we get no votes? Okay. Every single vote was Russian interference. I don't believe you.
I guess people want it. Guess people want it then. All right, bro. All right. I'll go get it.
You go get it?
I'll go get it.
Dude, he's gonna go get his Godzilla playset and finally show the picture.
Oh no. Hold on. You guys,
What?
What?
you don't even cuss when I go to do things. You're fucking terrible.
What?
What do you want me to call you a hateful lesbian?
Is that even gonna fly?
That's what he calls all of us.
Fucking terrible. Hold on. Oh my god, where is it?
He lost all of the things.
You guys aren't gonna clap or anything.
Seems like you accidentally memory hold it anyway.
I think you did memory hole it because you're just being very quiet.
Yeah!
Terrible. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give you something, Akujin.
Slow down.
We need to go to 116:39. Alright. Don't show anything. We're just gonna listen to some audio that begins at 116:39.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so do you have it pulled up, motherfucker?
Hang on.
Oh, wait! There's an actual Justice Warrior. He's a fucking alright guy. I like him. And then...
Alright, 1 to 16:37.
Hi, Chris and Marino. Oh, wait. Chris and Marino and Sean are here. Guys, actually, you should go. This is bad. You don't need to see this.
What's going on? I'm excited.
So don't
No.
blow us up.
No? Not
Hold on.
excited?
Actually, at least not while Sean's here. Wait. Somebody, I don't know. Somebody get some random fucking Twitch debate kid or something to challenge Sean or something so he runs outside.
No.
So I don't know. I don't want to be the one who fucking says this stuff.
No, he's aware of this situation. I think.
This is none of you are aware of this situation. It's fine. No,
Well,
it's fine.
no, I just mean in
all right,
general.
no, fuck it.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
here.
go.
Let him have
No,
it. He's
fuck
an
it.
adult.
No, fuck all of you. Fuck every one of you.
He's an adult.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You've all been warned.
I'm gonna regret my
Top
life
10
decisions.
things you didn't want to know in 2020. About to get a new entry. Go ahead.
Click the thing.
Go ahead. This is Ralph's lady friend that he just broke up with.
Ex-lady friend.
Ex-lady
Broke up.
friend, yeah.
Broke up with him.
And she's the one who cleaned up his room and they had lots of arguments, and she was explaining one of them, and enjoy this.
Because his desk was just a disaster, and what I was trying to really clean up mostly was all the stuff he had related to Nora everywhere. I mean, he had pictures, he had like tickets to things that they went to together. He had like just anything like related to Nora was just everywhere. I was like, you couldn't have picked this up before I came over. Like he had
a Nora doll made of her hair in his fucking closet.
I don't even know how he had this, but he had like her old vibrator. Like he had her old dildo. Like I don't.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No,
come on, man.
No, hold on. No. Now tell us about the dildo. Come on, tell us what it is.
I said throw it. Yeah, it was just normal. It was just normal, but
it was just normal. Yeah. Guys don't know what that means.
It's just like when you
describe it.
It was like a normal sized penis.
It's a rabbit.
Yeah, just a regular rabbit. Yeah, so, it's like a regular rabbit.
So here's the question, right? If I told you that he fell asleep cuddling it and crying at night, would you believe me? Would you be like, I can see that.
I could see it, yeah.
That would be within the realm of possibility.
You take that in, homies?
So
roll it back 15, 20 seconds. I didn't hear a crazy pop whenever it happened. Go ahead, roll it back.
I guarantee you this motherfucker used to just sit around and sniff it and kiss it and...
Oh, stop, dude.
Listen to me. She lives in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
If she has a sex toy, it is in Britain, people. That wasn't Nora's.
You think?
What do you mean, do I think? I don't know. All right, fine.
It's
ladies,
possible.
Ladies, no, hold on.
I'm not saying she didn't have another one.
Ladies in the chat. How often do you just randomly leave sex toys at places that you stay 2 nights a year?
Never.
Women they're not gonna leave their fucking sex toy.
We usually don't have a reason to bring that with us.
That's what I was thinking.
There's no good implication.
No.
To it. But I'm telling you, that was not hers. I'm not going to sit around with your ex-wife's dildo for a half a year. Especially have it out on your desk.
So there's a...
On your desk.
Galen's pointing out, unless she needed it while she was there.
Well, that is an interesting idea.
After the apparent video that came out, I guarantee she needed something while she was there.
Jessica gave 2 to say it was Ralph's. I didn't say it.
You didn't say it, but I'm absolutely certain that this is heavily implied.
I didn't say it. Look, think what you want, but hey. She denies certain other stuff. Like, she's not going to say that he had skid marks in his underwear or anything like that, but she had an argument with him about a dildo on his desk.
And he said it was Nora's.
Why would he say that? Why would he think that's better? I don't know. Rewind it again. Let her try to...
Actually, I'm starting to think you have a point.
I know I have a fucking point, Akujin!
If it was Nora's, he would have said it was his. If it was his, he would have said it was Nora's.
If it was Nora's, he would have said it was Nora's. If it was his, he would have said it was Nora's.
No.
None of this is okay.
What he's trying to cover up.
I'm not alright.
I get what Akujin's trying to say with it. He would lie about it either way.
Yeah.
Fair.
Whichever one it's for, he would lie about whatever the reason is.
Hope for the Guildless K5 says, to be fair, she would have to bring it to experience anything close to pleasure. Oh, when an egg vibrator is bigger than your winky, women got to do things. That's not nice. That's not nice. Job and Mark said, please stop. You please stop. No, we're going back. Listen to it again.
Yeah, you all asked for this.
Was just a disaster, and what I was trying to really clean up mostly was all the stuff he had related to Nora everywhere. I mean, he had pictures, he had like tickets to things that they went to together, he had like just anything like related to Nora was just everywhere. I was like, you couldn't have picked this up before I came over. Like he had
a Nora doll made of her hair in his fucking closet.
I don't even know how he had this, but he had like her old vibrator. Like he had he had her old dildo. Time. Like I don't
What? Yeah. No, come on, man.
No, hold on.
Hey, who's stealing my come on, man?
No. Now tell us about the dildo. Come on, tell us what it is.
Yeah, it was just normal. It was just normal, but
it was just normal. Yeah. Guys don't know what that means.
It's just like when
describe it.
It was like a normal sized penis.
Just a rabbit.
Yeah, just a regular rabbit. Yeah, so, it's like a regular rabbit.
So here's the question, right? If I told you that he fell asleep cuddling it and crying at night, would you believe me? Would you be like, I could see that.
I could see it, yeah.
That would be within the realm of possibility that he cuddled his wife's dildo and fell asleep.
I mean, why did he leave it out? Why was it out? Why was it out? I mean...
maybe he
Why
maybe
was it out?
Thing. Maybe they took turns.
Why was it out?
That's where you need to understand. That's not fucking Nora's. Why was it out?
Why was it out?
How long they been divorced? When was the last time she was there?
At least 6 months. Isn't that what she said? 6 months.
I'm just saying. What? I didn't say anything.
I'm not okay.
Jessica said something.
Jessica thinks it's his. I'm getting flashbacks to the Masterson pegging thing.
No, ignore that. Can I give you a quick thing that you should probably take in for a moment?
I don't know. Do I need to be sitting down for this?
You should probably go ahead and sit down. Now, if you remember, what was the first thing that he talked shit about this girl and said? He was talking about how much he liked it when she licked his asshole. Remember that?
Yeah.
But now he has a dildo.
Huh.
Little homies, you do with this information what you will.
Yeah.
Again, you do whatever you want that makes you have whatever kind of happy feelings that you want to have. But I'm just saying, very interesting for the guy who goes at everybody about their every fucking thing. Oh, hold on. Job and Mark said when. Go to his Twitter when he was going in on the aid girl. And he was talking about, oh, she's a massive whore and she liked to lick my asshole.
No woman likes to do that. They will.
I don't think any woman likes anything to do with Ralph. But I keep being surprised. There are women who keep stepping up to do it for whatever reason they do, be it internet fame or whatever. There's, women do shit. Just saying.
And I'm just saying, your motherfuckers asked for this. Alright, there was a vote, and you voted for this. This could have been a memory hold forever.
You guys voted for the show to keep going.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to see the thing that I had heard about. You guys told me that's what you wanted, and now you're talking shit about me in the chat, and I don't appreciate it.
I wanted to go to Facebook and post kittens, and kitten pictures, and puppy pictures. But no, you guys want to hear the story about how Ralph has a dildo sitting on his desk and probably uses it on himself.
The voting system has been hijacked. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, bro.
So I hope you guys are happy.
Are you proud?
Are you winning,
Jenny's
chat?
saying, no, I do not. Please, no.
Are you
Hey,
winning?
do you guys want to talk about it? They're muted. They're all muted but us, Akujin. They all ran away. Like fucking scaredy bitches. Bunch of pieces of shit out here. Leave me and you to fucking die out here on the cause of content. Bro, I'll fucking
We'll
contact you all day, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
We'll show you our GG.
GG, bro. What is she? Vamp's in the chat. She just said, hey, GG, bro. Fuck off. This is bullshit. You can't GG out that you're in here. This is why I never date any women who can use a computer, because they will sell out your totally normal preservation of your wife toys. Actual justice war. Okay, hold on. He's here. Do you still have that 911 call?
Yeah.
Okay. Actual justice warrior. I don't know if you were here when we were talking to this person, but there was a guy who was here who went to meet a girl to give her belongings back to her and then was surrounded by police. Do you want to hear the 911 call? Do you wanna? GG, bro. I feel dirty now, said Jabin. Don't feel dirty. Don't feel dirty, bro. Chiniro, so he said, yes, I want to hear it. Oh, God. Okay. Is Marino still here? Oh, and by the way, it's a bit late, but late's better than never. Hi, Marino.
Hi, Marino.
All right, so you got the gimmick, Akujin?
Mm-hmm.
Just play through the soundboard again, fuck it.
All right.
There it is, Patch.
Hi, my name is. I have a need for like a police escort / observation. I am escaping human trafficking, and today I'm meeting with the person to get my belongings back. So the human trafficking hotline had recommended
Pause.
you call in.
Okay, so are you?
She called the police, told them that he was human trafficking her. And yeah, she almost got people killed. People could have got killed if this went a different way.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. Look at it. What? It's an amazing story.
People get shot all the time just reaching for phones.
Yeah.
Or
If
ID.
they think you're a sex trafficker, you're surrounded by cops, and you're just getting bags to hand the lady. Yeah, that could go bad.
Yeah.
Right, he said what? There's a series of videos. I don't know. Someone should link him the first video. There's like 3, I think, at this point. They're like 10, 15, something like that. Either way. It's been a hell of a fucking story that's been going on with this dude for like the past year. Nobody really talks about it. Not too many people know about it. But it's some fucking wild shit. Job and Mark. I'm like being a traffic human. I said a sheriff will escort someone to exchange things, no problem. Why lie about this and so extreme? There's a reason. This girl doesn't know how to do anything else, dude. It's crazy. Like, you don't have to take anyone's word for it, and he shows all the documentation for everything that she says to him, and then says to other people. By the way, while she says this to the cops, and is riding with the cops to him, she is telling him, hey, don't forget to send me money. Because he said, yeah, I'll send you some extra money if you'll move out early. Hey, don't forget to send some money over. Don't forget to send some money over.
Hit my cash app.
She's like, Yeah, she's wanting to hit this dude up to get him to send her money while she's planning to take his freedom away. She is a hell of a creature. Just a hell of a creature.
No GG
probably
was shown that day.
no GG whatsoever on it. But yeah, probably far more interesting to go dig yourself into that rabbit hole than anything we'll show or talk about for the rest of the show, because all we were talking about was that, well, Ralph's ex-girlfriend is now telling people that he has a dildo. And didn't we all want to know that?
I did not want to know that.
Brian Rett Gay 5 said, I've never missed the Dead Air Spirit more than I have today. Well, the Dead Air Spirit was giving out right before I got the clip up. He was telling you guys that you didn't want to do this and that you were fucking up. You didn't want to hear it? Fine. Fine.
Maybe next time you'll listen.
Maybe next time you'll listen to the Dead Air Spirit, fuckers. Irate Puffin seems to know shit about this. Does Irate Puffin talk on streams? Irate Puffin says, you don't want to know. Oh. Puffin says, can. I was going to say, I could ask you about, because you seem to know about this. You were in the fucking chat like an hour before this show started talking about it. You seem to know about this lady and
Is that
the crazy shit she do.
The previous time she's been on here, or do you follow Wes Moast?
I think Irate Puffin was here the first time we talked. It was Irate Puffin and Steph, I think, know about the lady. Like, here's what sucks. I can't tell you any name or anything like that to watch out for. That's not how this works, because she just changes names and shit. I can't be like, watch out for this name. Like, don't deal with this person. Like, it can't work like that. Just kind of have to wing it. I don't know. Rhett gave to and said, never ignore your totem. Fair enough. And Bunny gave to and said, I was driving. Rabbits are not pleasure toys. Oh, that's not. Yeah, I forget. They call some vibrators rabbits. Hello, Irate Puffin.
Hi.
I don't know if I've ever talked to you before. I feel like I
No.
might have. I haven't? Okay.
We've chatted in Discord, but I've never been on stream with you or even in voice chat.
Well prepared to get blocked by most of everyone.
Aw.
I'm nice. So, what did you want to know?
Just, I don't know. Is she still, for one, like, active at the moment? Like,
I don't
doing anything
know.
other than the BLM thing?
I'm not sure. I'm not one of the ones that follows her around and tries to find her shit. I mean, I looked for her a long time ago when it first happened, when she first sent him to court, and she had an Instagram, and that was right when all the BLM stuff kicked off, and she started going hardcore at it, but people hit her so hard that she didn't have that account for very long before she deleted it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito said, play the clip, Puffin. What clip have you not seen or heard?
What clip?
Yeah, I don't know. Danny DeVito said, play the clip.
I don't know. I'm assuming you've, like, seen his Wes Moast's 3 videos, so you've heard the 911 call.
Yeah. I've seen all that.
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear the clip about Ralph a minute ago?
I did. I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. Sure? Okay. So she's got all the clips from
I'm
today.
good. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I could have done without that, and I did not vote, by the way.
Oh, you didn't vote, so that's not on you.
Yeah. None of it's my fault.
Actually,
democracy failed you.
No, that is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to vote.
Yeah, maybe if you would have voted what you thought.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. You could have averted this.
No.
We didn't think it through.
No, I think I would have been way outvoted anyway.
Bah! Akujin just wants somebody to blame. Don't worry about it. So, did you become aware of her from Wes Moast, or did you know about the Brittany Simon shit? Because she's been doing this for quite a few years now.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Britney stuff. So I kind of just started paying attention to it when Actually, before the West stuff started happening, she was running around playing the victim card with a couple other YouTubers. So with that guy Deity and Real Stream News, she was bouncing back at, like, she kind of, and I think Wes talked about that earlier, she seems to get herself in the middle of situations or different groups of people and works her way in and then does something to pull the victim card, because I've seen her do it with several people.
Was she about to be on the rise? Is that what it was?
What do you say that again?
Was she about to be on the rise? Was she starting to do well as far as
Nah.
like anything? No?
No.
Like
I
it
think
was
she,
just bottom of the barrel shit.
yeah. What she would do is she would get in with people and then and I guess putting her dog in the closet. And so Chatterbait actually tweeted out that she was banned from the platform as an
Akujin.
animal abuser.
Akujin.
And then,
Did the sound die?
am I gone? Can you hear me?
Are we back? We back? Are we good? Raise your hands if we're good in chat. I feel like we're okay now. Are we good? Good? We back. Okay, we're back. Continue. God damn.
Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Chatterbait basically put out information saying that she was banned from their platform because she was an animal abuser. Well, RSN saw that, so he had a stream about it where he told people about it, and she took that information and claimed that he was posting, because he shared what Chatterbait put out, he was sharing her porn without her permission. But the
Well
video
done.
clip, she's fully clothed. There's no porn in it. It's just her talking on stream and kicking something under the desk. But she tried to claim that he basically was sharing her porn out there on the internet. And so she called the FBI and reported him.
Did the FBI fuck with him?
From what he says, they laughed it off and were like, yeah, this bitch is crazy.
I was gonna say,
Like
I don't think you can call the FBI for sending porn, but maybe you can. I don't know.
I don't know. It might be like internet crimes, or I don't know how they do that.
There's an internet crime against sending porn.
Well,
I
mean,
feel
if it
like
was
we would have
within-
heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know, but she called him.
I believe she did. I just believe that she's also really dumb to think that there's something that can be done for sending porn on the internet. Like, pretty sure that's the dominant portion of communication on the internet, right? Porn.
I think she just banks
Okay.
on being
Calm down.
Playing the little victim and being manipulative and thinking that anyone she's talking to will buy it.
Have you ever interacted with her before? Via chat or tweet, anything, any interaction?
I think I left a couple of comments on her Instagram when she started pulling the whole BLM thing. I left some comments there. I might have left YouTube comments or something. I don't remember, but I've
So
never
you
actually
tried
spoken
trafficking
with
her.
her.
We have a
no.
trafficker.
Oh no. But no, I've never spoken with her or anything.
Yeah, she never replied to you?
No, she deleted my comments.
Did you show her your GG?
Did you show her your GG, bro? Did you say GG?
I think I missed the whole GG thing. What's the GG?
Just say GG and everything's cool, bro.
GG.
Like, no matter what. Like, somebody punches you. GG, bro. Somebody brings you a burger. GG, bro. You can answer anything with GG. but they have to say GG back. Like
Otherwise,
that's
it's
like
on.
yeah.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
have to do that next time.
just GG, bro. Oh yeah,
What
look,
is that
there's
from?
I just started doing it one day.
G-
A lot of people were saying
GG means a
GG.
good game.
Yeah, they said it at the end of Dead
Or
by
get
Daylight.
good.
I didn't know about Get Good. I just thought it meant good game, and everybody said it at the end of game Vamp was playing. I was just like, oh, I showed you my GG, bro. Please respond, bro. Bro, my GG. It's fucking dumb, but I've been doing it for like 2 weeks now. I gotta stop. I can't help it. It's making fun of game people, and it's not nice. It borders on bigotry.
On
That's the-
bigotry?
Bigotry against gamers. Come on. Come on. I should be better than bigotry against gamers.
But you're not.
Slow down, brother. You can't make fun of gamers like that.
Gamers. Is she a gamer?
You better hope they don't rise up.
Is this Musigo? Does she do the gaming thing?
I don't think so.
I'm not even trying to be. I'm not even trying to be fucked up. She seems tailor made for Plex Storm.
She's only a fan of mind games.
Oh. Oh,
Good one.
But Plex Storm has a really bad reputation. All right, so I remember back when it started, like Failure and a couple of other people, they talked it up. It's like Twitch, but the girls get naked. All right, and I guess
So-
it's still that, but people say bad things about that place now.
I'm surprised she hasn't tried it then. Because that seems to be her go-to.
Play video
surprised I've
games and
never
be
been
naked.
there. That seems like
You've
somewhere
never
I'd go
been
to.
there, Akujin?
No.
I don't fucking believe that for a. I don't.
I wouldn't believe it either.
I don't. Akujin, you have 2 accounts on Plex Storm. I know it. I know it.
Brad Roberts.
You have to. Brad Roberts on Plex Storm. Fucking terrible.
Oh no.
The return of Rad Roberts. Read for her multiple personalities won't allow her to GG. Oh, you could get like 9 GGs from her then. But yeah, apparently the idea for Plex Storm was it will be like Twitch, but with boobs.
Wait. Was Project Melody on Plex Storm?
No, but Project Melody should have went to Plex Storm and signed a big stupid deal with them, and they would both be making a lot of money right now.
Yeah, so Nico's fucked up. I haven't been there.
That's what they should have done. It would have been fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, they were on Chatterbait or something.
I'm pretty sure all Plex Storm are, in most cases, very average women who are mad that they are not doing well on the other chat sites where you can fucking do the cam thing. It's like chat sites, cam sites, where you can't do things. All that. That's pretty much what Plex Storm is.
Well,
Or
then
that's
she'd
what
fit
it
right
was.
in.
Maybe.
If she's making $40 a month or whatever on the
$40 a month.
Maybe she should start gaming.
Hold on, she's making $40 a month?
That's what Wes says. He could just
Oh
be
no.
joking about it, but yeah, he said that's what, when she moved in with him, he said that's what she claimed she was making money by. And then when she got there, he realized she wasn't making any money about it. Not enough to eventually move into her own place.
40 a month.
That's barely enough
And
for
then
some
I
nuggets.
think he also said, or the chicken fries. He also
That
said
ain't
that
chicken fried money, right?
she, if I remember right, after she moved in with him, she claimed she was getting all this online harassment, so she had to quit her job. So the little amount of money that she was making a month, she quit once she moved in with him. So she had no way to make money to move out.
She also left a lot of the formula and shit. Like she just leaves that everywhere because I mean it seems she doesn't need it.
Right. You'd think
That's
that
what
would
I
be one
keep
of the most
kind of
important
getting the
things.
implication of here.
No, it's a prop, I think.
That is a brutal prop.
Well,
Having
what
a
I think
feeding
is
tube and shit.
I think she has the feeding tube for eating disorder reasons. But when you go to the doctor and they give you a feeding tube, they have to give you something to put in the feeding tube. So she has like a prescription for this shit, but doesn't actually use it or need it. And that's why she doesn't care if she leaves it behind.
Do you think anyone's ever tried to like make her swallow through the feeding tube? I got something I want to feed you.
Yep, that's the end.
I hate you.
Like, stop.
Terrible. Terrible. I'm you ruined it. You just soiled it. Just so you know, that might be the worst thing said on a stream full of the worst things said. You proud of yourself?
That's kind of an accomplishment.
Kind of an accomplishment. You see why you can't go anywhere. I can't take you any fucking where.
I'm not like this out in the world.
Puffin, would you take him anywhere?
No.
Nowhere.
Oh,
right?
Just no.
No damn where would you take Akujin.
She didn't even think about it. It was just
No
an immediate
hesitation.
no.
She just straight up like, nope. He ain't going nowhere.
But I showed you guys my GG.
That's
Nope.
why. This is why we can't take you anywhere. You keep showing everybody the GG.
Fucking terrible. Right? What is the thing that bothers you the most about the Wacky Muse lady, Puffin? Because like you were here before anybody. Like this morning, you had written a paragraph in the live chat.
I don't remember what I said, but I thought it was
way before the show had even happened, and I'm like,
Yeah.
she has thoughts. What do you really not like about this lady? Well, I'm not being shitty, by the way. I'm just saying, if somebody writes a paragraph 6 hours before something's even going to happen, I have a feeling that they may have an opinion on it.
I think it's that I really fucking hate scammers. Like I used to scam bait Nigerian scammers for a while, and I hate them because they victimize people, unsuspecting good people that usually are just looking for a friend or whatever, and they fuck with them, and I hate people that do that, and that's what she is. That's what I see in her whole thing, everything, the illnesses, the fake victim shit. She's a scammer, and she's not like.
She's specifically preying on the kindness of humanity. Like the best parts that we have of being human. She's using that to prey on people.
And her audience too, because she did have a small audience before she deleted her YouTube channel, and she had people who fully believed her whole shtick, all of it, and that were sending her money, and people that were donating on her GoFundMe's and stuff. So I think that's just it. That's why I can't stand her. And I really hope something comes of the filing a false police report and the extortion charge that Wes filed.
I think he said did extortion get washed out? Is that what he said?
No, he said he hasn't heard that it's been closed, so he assumes that it's still open.
Okay. Good.
I hope something comes of it.
When you do this, you want to hear that the people who do this to people, you want to hope that something happens to them in the end. There's something there. Some kind of punishment for doing this kind of shit to people who, for no reason, just being a piece of shit. There should be consequences. There should be.
More
earlier.
than just karma.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe in karma. Karma doesn't work when everybody just wants to sit around and be lazy and not say anything about it or do anything about anything. That's why we try to talk about things when we see things that are shitty. Karma it's not something that I say isn't real. It's something that I say has to be assisted. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Karma
People-
doesn't come about if
people are
people just sit on their
agents
fucking
of
ass.
karma. People are
I think
usually
karma is
agents
just
of
the
karma,
hope.
either for good or for ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, karma is more of it's a thing that we do. And it's not, well, what was that? That was karma. And it's fine. It's not a big deal. But earlier you
Well,
were
I
talking.
like to believe that
Okay.
eventually she'll get what's coming to her one way or another.
That is
Eventually.
nice to think. You like to. It's nice to think that about everybody. Everybody who does something shitty, you want to think that about them. That they're gonna get what they should get.
But they're not until somebody gives it to them.
That. Somebody got to give it to them. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
hopefully Wes has with the extortion charge. Although honestly, I think
Making
it's
her
just going to be
very
a
well
slap on the
known.
wrist.
Him making her very well known in the sphere in which she was scamming people. That is one good thing that he did do.
Well, I think it's been able to slightly limit how much damage she can do to people financially as far as scams go.
At least there are people who are kind of aware.
It's not going to stop her from finding and targeting people individually, though, which is basically her bread and butter.
But it seems the financial scammery, that's what bothers you the most about it. Just pleading them to people for money.
Just the scamming in general.
Well,
Regardless
okay.
of whether she's getting money for it or she's just getting sympathy from people. And
Okay, so the using sympathy to scam money, you definitely don't like that. The scamming
Yeah.
sympathy to then scam money, that's probably the worst.
I guess
Yeah, she's all about that shit.
she's just a shitty person.
She's not a very good one, no. And someone said that this started before she was even an adult. She was already moved out and doing this crazy shit, person to person.
Yeah, I guess her family, like I know she's talked a lot of shit about her family. That sounds like all lies. I can't remember because I think she, in some of all of this shit that I've heard or seen, her family did help her out from time to time when she was bouncing back and forth. I could be wrong about that, but I thought I remember something about it because I remember somebody saying, well, if her family was so awful, why is she going back to them for help? But yeah, I think she like was out before she was even adult and started to pull this shit. And I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of what she used to look like.
She used to
She
be
had kind of a mullet.
She used to be half attractive when she had long hair. And
She was decent looking, yeah. She had weight on her, and she was, I mean, she looked like a normal person. She didn't look like a Auschwitz survivor.
She looks crazy. She has the blue eyebrow, pink hair, purple hair combination.
fucking.
It's
hideous
the eyebrow
chest-
thing, like
that chest tattoo.
Look, there's one thing to dyeing your hair. There's something else to dyeing your eyebrows. I want to, for the love of fuck, if you gotta dye your fucking hair, fine. Don't dye your goddamn eyebrows, you fucking weirdos. Stop.
The only time I'm accepting of someone dyeing their eyebrows is like maybe they're getting a little up there and maybe their eyebrows are starting to get the little
Okay, if you're
gray
gonna
hairs
dye your
faster.
eyebrows a natural color to try to
Yeah.
fool me, there's nothing I can
Yeah.
do to talk you out of that. I'm talking about somebody dyeing their fucking eyebrows blue. Someone dyeing their fucking eyebrows green. Don't do this.
Some stupid loud ass color.
And then adding the makeup on top of it that looks like it's all smeared, just been like.
Shit got a
Black
bit
on
out of
face.
hand. Her makeup is the definition of out of hand. There's something too much. I don't know anything about makeup, but I know that something is going very wrong on that face.
Usually the
I'm honestly
DID
surprised.
clown.
Hey, maybe one of them is a clown. Maybe the 4-year-old put the makeup on.
If I
That's
remember
me.
right, the last time I saw her, that's exactly what she looked like. She looked like a clown.
Yeah.
Like she looked fucked up.
Her makeup is ridiculous.
She's ridiculous.
It just is. And I'm not even trying to be shitty. Like, she looks fucking foolish.
I'm surprised, honestly, that she didn't shave her eyebrows when she shaved her head. Because I fully thought she was going to
I think he
start
said she
trying
did.
the cancer scam. Did she?
I think he said she did.
Don't doubt it.
I don't
So
think that
is
she's...
she cancer? Wait, she's got cancer now?
No.
Okay,
I
you
just said,
suspect a cancer scam.
right. Like when I first
Okay.
saw that she shaved her head, I thought that that's why she did it, was so that, she could move on and start telling people, oh no, I've been diagnosed with cancer now and I need money and blah, blah, blah. To add to her list of disorders or illnesses.
Did you ever hear about that lady? She ran a bunch of cancer stuff. She apparently had cancer or whatever. And she went on a YouTube live stream. And some guy just asked her regular questions or whatever, but she was flipping out at the chat, who were apparently proving she didn't have cancer.
No.
Oof.
You never heard of this?
I mean, I've heard of other people that have like been in the news and stuff that got caught faking it and, got arrested for accepting donations and stuff, but I didn't hear about one on YouTube.
That happened to some chick
that-
over here in Australia. She faked cancer, sold a book. Turns out she never had cancer. Everyone in the media went after her.
God damn. What was her name? There's a bunch of people who are going to say through time they fake.
Did you ever hear about that woman who faked being a 9/11 survivor?
The woman who was never there.
Yes.
She like led the foundation or some shit.
Yes. Like, what has to be wrong with you to do something like that?
Oh, victim complex.
I guess.
Found her. But not the YouTube videos. She got 10,000 in donations. Not a lot, but not a little.
What was her name?
It says Jessica Ann Smith. Very, very normal name.
When was that?
2019. The end of last year.
Totally missed that one.
Wow.
Well, fuck. I don't see the live stream anywhere now. Let's see. ABC.
Alright, here's
No,
something.
there it is. Go
I
ahead.
don't know what you guys do over there, but apparently over here we arrest people who do this. An Australian woman who faked cancer for cash was charged for gaining $55,000 from fundraising for faking a cancer diagnosis. She set up a GoFundMe and she was arrested.
They get arrested for it over here too, but it's usually when they've scammed a lot of money like that.
Another woman at the start of this year was also jailed for faking cancer. She was sentenced to 2 years in order to repay $29,000 to her victims.
Oof.
Reasonable. The lady that I was talking about, I found the channel where she did the videos and shit. It's a fucking train wreck. We can play a little pinch of it, but not gonna play the whole thing because like even the video I sent you, that's only a very small part of it. And it's too long. But I'll show you a little bit of it. You can go down that rabbit hole. She was not a good person. Not a very good person at all.
I think if Muse could gain an audience like that, you know, someone who actually, because like she's been mostly just a
From a
small
$40
fry.
audience to a 10K audience, you mean?
Yeah, I think if she got a bigger audience, I think she could have been one of those people scamming just like that woman. Because she's done it just on a small basis. Like, you know, I think I saw one of her GoFundMe's was like, it was only like $250. And that was the one where she was writing about Wes on there, claiming that she'd been trafficked. And
What would need to be funded with that?
she was saying she needed to pay for a lawyer, that she was going to take him to court because, you know, he had done all these things to her and blah, blah, blah.
You get what I'm saying on that, though? It's just like everything requires a GoFundMe for real.
Well, when you're allergic to work.
Ooh, is YouTube bullying you?
Yeah, they want me to sign in.
YouTube's bullying Akujin.
Ooh.
She probably flagged this. It's a very small channel, but they've been at war with this lady because of how bad this video went.
Was she ever arrested? Did you say she was arrested?
Yeah. She got. Akujin, can you just pipe in your sound? Like, you ain't got to show the video on screen or whatever, and just pipe in your sound for us. I'll get you a picture of her. How about that? Is that good, buddy? Is that good teamwork, Akujin?
Hang on a second.
This is bullying.
A little.
And I can tell you exactly why this happened. Akujin, this is what she looked like before. And this is her after. Before, she looks like every girl that you just kind of... I don't know. Like, yeah, she's there. I'm not saying she's ugly or she's not... she's there. Whatever. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of shit written about her. Not saying that there shouldn't be. That wasn't what I was trying to imply there, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's not a nice lady. Okay? Not a nice lady here. Was it that bitch Carol Baskin? Was it? No, okay.
No, she's some tiger lady chick. When I googled her.
Tiger lady chick.
You're a tiger lady.
Never watched Tiger King.
Mom's a Tiger King.
Was husband of the Tiger King. The wife of the Tiger King. Whatever.
You're the
Lizard's
wife
fine.
of Tiger King.
Yeah, that. So, this is apparently the chick before. Right.
Well, yeah, dude. I'm just saying that's her before. I mean, just even with tattoos, she manages to be very plain.
Mm-hmm. It's just some plain chick who got a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
It's fine. I see them a lot.
I know a lot of people that would smash.
Mm-hmm.
Akujin, the shit you would smash
I never
Not a
said
good
me.
He's actually not a fan of tattoos on women.
I'm not saying never, ever, 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 ever would there ever be a circumstance where she would never get it. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying.
Akujin said he would smash the crazy CBD lady.
Oh.
Yeah, until he saw
No.
Hold on,
What?
hold on.
People
To be
need to
fair-
stop bringing that shit up.
Oh my
To
god.
be fair, he was
What a
judging
first
her.
appearance on the show for Irate Puppet.
Right. To be fair, he
Amazing.
said that when he only saw a very, very
Amazing.
tiny Twitter profile picture that was heavily edited.
My goodness.
I know.
He changed his stance once he got to see through the filters.
Woo fucking lad.
I was sold a bill of fake goods. Alright, and I'll show you guys how this fucking works. Alright? This could happen to
he's good.
anyone.
Akujin got a complex now.
I do,
I would
because this shit
too.
keeps getting brought up. Alright?
Akujin, just
Have a
say
look at
you
that.
Throw your dick at some shit. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Right? Have a look at that.
Why you like this? Have a look at what? What are you doing?
That's
What are
pretty
you doing
fucking
here
hot,
now?
yeah?
What's
Right.
Pretty look, calm down. Calm down.
No,
Who's that?
it is, right? She's pretty fucking hot. She looks really good to me.
I don't know who this is. Who are you
Who is
going in
that?
on?
Huh?
Who are you going in on? I
No,
don't
just
even know
wait,
who it
wait
is.
a minute, wait a minute. I'm explaining what happened. So, this looks
No,
good.
I don't
yeah?
know what's happening or why we're going in on this random
Because
girl,
I'm
because
proving
I know
a
how
point.
this story ends.
He's
I'm
making
proving
a point.
a point.
You're going to prove to me that this random girl is not pretty, and that's not. Who is she?
He's
Why
like,
are we
"That's not
burying her?
nice."
Why are we burying this girl?
I'm not burying this girl. I'm just saying
haven't
that
yet.
sometimes not everything comes the way it's advertised. Alright? And that's what happened with the CBD chick. Like, I seen a
Akujin.
photo that was half decent. Where right now we're looking at this chick. She looks fucking hot.
Uh-huh.
Next picture.
Okay.
Not so
What?
great.
What do you mean that's so good?
It happens.
Oh my god.
That's bullying.
That's the same chick. That's Ada.
That's like on purpose not so great. And I don't think that's that chick. I think that's a
No,
different
I'm
chick,
telling you
Akujin.
that that's that chick. Because it's her fucking page that I got it from. She retweeted it. Because somebody was trying to prove a point. Because
Are you sure that's the same person?
It's not the same person.
I think she used a fake picture for the other one.
It's fucking retweeted from someone else, Akujin.
yeah, but she retweeted it. And
That doesn't mean it's her.
well, I don't care who it is.
Oh my fucking god.
I don't care who it is. I'm right.
I hate this.
Are
sometimes.
you trying to explain to me that women look much different between a I just woke up picture and a glamour shot?
I'm saying time changes things. Also, you know, what's in the box isn't necessarily what's on the sticker on the outside of the box.
Akujin is saying he wouldn't fuck any woman because they don't look as good as they do in
I
glamour.
think he should have gone those little ice cream character things.
Bro.
You know, it's supposed to look like Sonic, and then you get it, and you get it out of the wrapping, and it's all half melted. Like the eye is droopy, and the colors have ran together, but it's still delicious, so you eat it anyway.
Akujin is an incel.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the ice cream would have been a much better analogy.
What a
Her teeth are really white.
Yes, they are. Is this woman a lesbian?
What?
I'm just
No,
asking.
she's
No, this is
faking-
the one.
Why are you
She's
asking
faking-
that? Hold on, shut up. Why are you asking that, Alex?
It just, I'm getting this vibe.
Why are you what vibe are you getting?
I don't know, the short, the kind of really short hair and the
So the
In
boycott.
fact, the bald hair. and
Akujin, thank you for not killing this off, because I just wanted to prove that Akujin, as bad as you are, at least you will never pay as little attention as fucking Alex does. Alex,
what, 'cause
we're
it's-
talking about a girl who's faking cancer.
I'm just saying that's how it looks.
With the...
I don't think that it has to do with her sexual orientation so much as she's faking cancer, Alex.
She shaved her hair off to make it seem like she was going through chemo.
Fuck.
How did they know
That's-
she was faking it? Like, how'd they catch her?
Oh, how did they catch her?
I would love to know that, actually.
I don't know, but they caught her so bad at this, she's in fucking jail. Like, she got. I don't know.
heard
Do you,
talking about her earlier. I just didn't even realize that was the same woman. I just saw the picture
Let's
come
see
on
her.
screen.
grab the news thingy.
Looked like
We can just watch the fucking news thing. There is a live stream where it all fell apart very badly. But there are a bunch of news reports about this. Just type in Jessica fake cancer and a quick news thing will come up and you'll see her.
So you don't want to watch this
court.
thing?
It's too long.
It is too long.
It's too long. And she's talking crazy shit. I highly recommend go give it a watch. It's worth looking at. But yeah. She crazy.
When I was looking for it, there's another woman in California who was just arrested in August. She scammed $60,000 from people, and it says that if she's convicted, she faces a maximum of up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
Good. I didn't know how this shit worked with like faking cancer. I know like there's shit that people do like it's scummy, but is there a law against it? I don't know. I'm glad that the faking cancer thing is now one of them that definitely less ambiguous, as I see a lot more people going to jail for it now. Whenever I hear about it, I tend to also hear about them going to jail, and I like that.
Well, there should be laws like against doing what Muse did for reporting Wes for trafficking. There should be laws.
Yes.
Well, there are.
Just beyond
Falsifying police reports.
Right,
He
but
can
there
prove
should be-
without a shadow of a doubt that she falsified all of them. He could potentially have her put in jail.
But I think
What she's
there should be
doing is
something more
illegal.
clear.
People just don't pursue it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. What would you go at her with? What is the extortion thing?
Well, I'm not talking about this extortion thing, but lying to the police is illegal. I mean, like, especially if you're gonna like falsify a police report.
It's illegal, but the problem is somebody like her who's I don't think ever been in trouble with the law before, she's just going to get a slap on the wrist if it's not dismissed.
Well, the thing is, nobody's probably ever gonna pursue it anyway, and that's what happens with the majority of cases.
Yeah.
And maybe it's only a misdemeanor, and
But I think if you're going to report somebody for something as serious as human trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's like-
Oh God,
like a woman
yes.
Some
talking-
bitch fucking got up in front of the entire United States of America and lied about Judge Kavanaugh, and nothing fucking happened to her.
Mhm.
As far as
Akujin
I'm
is
concerned,
so in tune with American politics, he just brought up a fucking 2-year-old American court case.
it's still
Has it really
real to
been 2
me,
years
damn it.
now? I thought
Has it
was-
been?
I thought it was last year.
Akujin, I swear to God, I wish
Everything
I could
feels
try
like
to
last
vote
year.
you into the country, man. You give so much more of a fuck about all that shit than I do, and I'm here.
I mean, same.
It wasn't a court case, it was his confirmation hearing. But she lied in front of the American people, in front of Congress. Fucking
Well, that.
front of fucking everyone. Under oath. That's perjury.
True. It was real to her, damn it.
I didn't say anything. I didn't mean anything by it. If I could, I would vote you into America. You give a damn.
I reckon that anyone that falsely, like knowingly falsely, like you know that they didn't do it, but you're gonna lie about them anyway, falsely accuses somebody of a crime, should get the exact
Accuser
same
of the brethren.
Accuses the brethren should get the exact same punishment of the brethren that they accused might have got.
I firmly agree with that.
Yeah,
If I try to frame you for murder and it gets found out, I should be charged with something that carries the same sentence as murder.
The electric chair.
Well, if
Would you send somebody to the chair for accusing somebody else of murder? Would you do it?
Look, it depends.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
That
I'm
goes
just saying.
state for state, right?
Is that on the table? That's all.
If I'm trying to get you killed for murder, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. If you are trying to get me convicted of murder, you're trying to frame me in a place where I could die over it. You're trying to get me killed, and I find out. Fuck you, I want you dead. Fuck you. You deserve to take my place as to where you try and put me. I don't care what it is. If you try to put me in jail for 5 minutes, or 5 years, or whatever, you're fucking lying and doing some bullshit. You get caught out, you do it.
Whatever you get, or you were gonna get, that's what they should get.
Yes.
I'm cool with that. And then I get to the murder thing, and I'm like, hold on. So we're just gonna kill somebody who didn't kill nobody, but did lie about you killing somebody.
Well, they tried.
I know, but
Is
it
that
gets
not
weird
attempted?
there.
Is that not attempted murder? I'm trying to frame you
don't
of a
know,
crime.
man.
I'm trying to frame you of a crime that's gonna get you the electric chair. Is that not attempted murder?
I can find my comfort level, but I can imagine how badly this would fucking backfire and the people freaking out about it and exactly how they would shoot this
I
down.
don't think anyone
I've
would
thought
ever
about
get
this
the
for
chair
years.
for it.
Well, no,
I don't
I thought
think
about
they'd
this
ever
for
do
years,
that.
and I thought it was a good solution. Right up until about 2 or 3 minutes ago, when I started thinking about that, and I'm like, you know what? I get how they're able to shoot this down now.
Well, see, the thing is, I mean, going for the death penalty, I mean, that's up to the discretion of the prosecutor and the judge, if I'm not mistaken. So, you could just give him life.
Yeah. I could be fine with that. Kind of. I don't know.
Maybe take murder. Maybe
Uh,
take
all they're
the
doing
death
is
penalty
lying.
off the table.
If it's
then
somebody
not.
who did kill somebody, but they're lying and saying you did it when they did it, okay, fine.
Well, that
Give 'em
person
life,
committed
but
murder.
They're
That's
murdering anyway.
That's different.
But if we have somebody who did nothing but tell a lie, do we put them in there for life? For life?
Well, if their lie was going to result in somebody dying,
Attempted murder.
Life?
Tried and failed.
I say fuck them. If you're going to frame somebody,
I said fuck them.
then they don't need to be a part of society anymore. If you're going to do something that fucked up to somebody else.
Man,
Well,
I got
that's
back
pretty
to I say fuck them, and I'm like,
Akujin,
yeah.
you
I don't
need to go
remember
back
granted,
through
but
this
yeah.
stream and you need to just get that sound clip where she's like, I say fuck them.
Yeah.
Just get that bit. Make that a clip.
No GG for them.
No GG, bro.
Okay, Job and Mark, hold on. He brought up something that I had a really long conversation
What, the presumption?
somebody about
the reason
many
why we
years
have
ago.
the presumption of innocence?
No, hold on. Okay, this is just based on the thinking here is so bad, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to be shitty to you, Job and Mark, by the way. I get why you would think that way. I'm going to tell you why I think that is a bad mode of thought. You are free to agree, disagree, and tell me to go fuck myself, whatever you want to do. By letting... Alright, for those who don't see the chat now and just listen to us or whatever, he brought up the point, and it's a famous point, people bring it up regularly. I would rather 1,000 guilty go free than one innocent person suffer. Okay. That statement fucks itself.
Because by letting 1,000 guilty people go free, they're
many
able
more
to-
than one will suffer.
Yeah.
That's the trick to that whole thing. There's no way to fix that. And I get the sentiment behind what Job and Mark said, for real. Like, I get that. And that is that is coming from a good place. But
Yeah, it sounds good.
exactly. It sounds good, and if you don't think about it too hard, it feels good. But when you think about that statement for more than a couple of seconds, you start to see where it's fucked up. If you let 1,000 guilty go free so that one innocent won't suffer,
Or what
you're
even 10%
guaranteeing
of that?
that
100?
far more than one
Yeah.
is going to suffer. That's the problem. There's no way to cease this kind of shit. And you're going to get innocent people. Innocent people are going to be caught in the crossfire of the battle between good and evil on a daily basis, no matter what. That's just how it is. When I say the forces of good and evil, I'm not talking about I'm not talking angels and demons. I'm talking about everything from cops to criminals to fucking kids and fucking bully, everything. All the way down the line. There are innocent people who are going to get caught up in that, and it sucks. But it's just how it is. And sometimes the justice system, they're going to get it wrong. And it's just how it is. The goal is to try to get everything as right as you can. You can fuck up some things really fucking hard and really fucking bad. But the idea is to try to get it as good as you can, as often as you can. That's all you can really do. Don't over tip the scale in trying to let people go because you're so worried about, an innocent person might get incarcerated or a fucking guilty person may go free. Like, you just have to do it and do the best you can do and keep rolling. I couldn't imagine how anything would ever get done if people doing anything in life just sit there and sweat on that.
I think
on
But
such a regular basis.
most of the instances that I know of people who were, put in prison over something that they didn't do, it was done because the DA did a shitty job and either, didn't allow evidence or hid evidence, or like most of the situations that I've, seen, it's been a case like that where both the police didn't do their job the right way, the DA didn't do their job the right way. So it wasn't an instance of thinking, well, I'm pretty sure this guy's guilty. Like most of the situations, it seems like all they wanted to do was just get a conviction.
Well, I was
And they didn't really
just
give a
about
shit.
to bring that up. I mean, I think the best two things that you can do to have a working justice system is, one, the presumption of innocence, and two, get rid of corruption inside the levels of government. I'm watching this docudrama at the moment on Stephen Avery. Alright? You guys ever heard of him?
That name sounds very familiar.
I've heard of him, but I don't know about him.
He was... Back in 1985, he was put in prison for rape. He spent 18 years in prison. until DNA evidence exonerated him. The whole time he protested his innocence. And there was like so much fucking evidence at the time that it wasn't him. And the local county sheriff's department didn't fucking like him. People within the sheriff's department and within the courts just ignored all of the contradictory evidence. They locked him away until they couldn't anymore. And then when he gets out, he tries to sue, and they trump up a murder charge against him again. It's called Making a Murder on Netflix. I'm not all the way through it, but
That's what
the people when he got out, because of the gross miscarriages of justice that happened with getting him in, it wasn't covered by the insurance. Certain people in powerful positions were actually liable for the 18 years that he unjustly spent behind bars. So they fucking framed a murder on him.
That's fucked.
What was the name of his? Was it Brandon? Brandon Avery?
That was it. That was his cousin.
Yeah, that I've seen, because I didn't watch all of that, but I did see the interrogation the police did with him.
Oh, it was
and
fucked
it's
up.
Obvious with it's so messed up. It's obvious with him that he's not all there, and
this kid is 16 years old. All right, he's the nicest way I can say this is he's a simpleton. All right, these two detectives pressure him into admitting that not only was he there during the alleged murder, that there was also a rape and all these sorts of other details. This kid is so young and naive. He was just telling these detectives whatever they wanted to say. He was that naive that he believed at the end of the interview that they were just going to let him go back to class, back to 6th period. They dragged him out of class in the middle of school and interviewed him with no parents, no lawyer, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It's these gross miscarriages of justice that I think people should be focusing on. Because sometimes accidents happen, sometimes mistakes happen, but more often than not, that's how innocent people go to jail.
I wouldn't say more often than not. There are times when just the evidence doesn't line up right. That does happen. What you're talking, I'm not saying it doesn't. Don't hear me wrong. But I don't know. I used to date a girl who managed a fast food restaurant. Okay? She would constantly bitch about where she worked. One day she came home and she didn't like cops. That was one of her things. She always complained about. And one day she came home. She was talking about it and she said, "You know, I think I understand why there are corrupt cops now." And she went on this thing and explained how, oh, there are corrupt people over there, and there's some people who will work the register and they'll just pocket the money. And there's some people who will try to pull any kind of whatever they can around the thing. There's all kinds of people. There's corruption. And I was like, yes, there are corrupt people doing all kinds of things. And some of them become cops. Just like some of them become all kinds of other things. And it was a good, enlightening conversation. And I'm glad that I had him. I don't think she hated cops that much after that. But she used to bitch about cops constantly. It was like one of her personality traits almost.
The ones that'll really fuck you are the corrupt attorneys and judges. And
well, man, probably
that's something that happened in the Avery case a lot. That these people were aware of this contradictory evidence and didn't talk about it, didn't bring it up. It was kept under the hush. when certain things were brought to light by defense attorneys, judges dismissed it.
Or didn't allow it. Yeah.
I mean, they did a fucking investigation into the police department that framed him originally for the rape. And there was so many gross miscarriages of justice, and after the internal investigation they said, no, everything's cool, everything's fine. Which was bullshit.
Just bullshit.
I saw one story one time of some guy, I don't remember his name or anything, but I want to say he did 20-something years in prison for, it was either a rape or a murder, or like multiple rapes or murder. But when the Innocence Project took on his case and they sent people out to the location where he had supposedly committed the crime, they figured out that based off of what was alleged to have happened, it was physically impossible for it to have happened the way that they said it did, because it was something like, I don't know, they claimed he was shot out of a window or something, and when it was like the people who put him in prison never actually even looked at the scene and said, well, that doesn't make sense because that can't happen. Somebody years later went back and figured out that it had to be bullshit.
Well, the Innocence Project looked into this guy too, Stephen Avery, and Bella knows a lot more about this dude than me. But when they first interviewed the rape victim, she gave an accurate description of her rapist. And then when it came time to do the composite sketch, the guy was given a photo of Stephen Avery. So he sketched the guy based on Stephen Avery, not the woman's initial description. I mean, this guy was he had long hair and he had brown eyes, whereas Stephen Avery, he didn't have long hair and his eyes are bright blue. And this guy, like 18 years later, he had to defend his composite sketch and everything, because they were investigating fucking everyone over this. As they should.
I would hope they would, yeah. That's fucked.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit that went bad.
There was one thing that I found out.
This didn't happen because the presumption of innocence wasn't followed. This happened because of corruption.
There was one thing I found out where there was a case that people began to get invested in freeing the guy who did it, and it turned out he definitely did it.
Free hat?
I have no idea.
I might have heard about that on the South Park episode.
Well, no, it's there was some documentary on it. I think I watched it with Blossom, maybe? I don't fucking know. Somebody. But it's a documentary where the guy who killed somebody, there was a big investment in getting him free because a bunch of college students said, hey, we proved he didn't do it. Okay, well, let's free him. And it wasn't real. Like, he definitely did it. And people had proved he did it, and that the college students were just full of shit.
Have you ever heard of the Mississippi 3?
I've heard that name before. Yeah.
I just watched the documentary about it like last week. There was these 3 teenagers. They were like 17, 18, 19, around that age. And 3 little boys, like 8, 9 years old, were murdered. And this was in the 90s when that whole satanic, there were rumors that there were
the satanic panic
literally everywhere. Yes, satanic panic.
Everything was satanic, yeah.
And these kids were like goth kids. They were all black, and were like loners and whatnot, but they were friends. And sort of the same situation with Brandon Avery. They got one of the kids in there and they talked to him for 2 hours before they turned on any recording equipment. Then they turned on the recorder and they asked him questions, and I forget how many times, but they asked all different kinds of leading questions. Like the kid said, they asked him what time of the day that this happened, and at first he said it was around noon, and then the cops later on said, well, when you were there that night, and then afterwards he started saying night. Like first he said it was in the morning, then they let him on to say it was later in the day, and then they let him on to say that it was night. So by the time they were done talking with him, he was like, yeah, it happened at night. It definitely happened at night, when he didn't even know before. So there were all these like clues and things in his statement that it was a coerced statement. And they ended up arresting all three of the boys, put them in prison, and they were all three convicted on first-degree murder charges. And eventually people started to, like, I think a lot of celebrities actually fought for them to get out of prison because they didn't have any physical evidence against them. And there was evidence that, you know, other people in the town might have been involved with it. But they did. They put these three kids in prison, and watching the documentary was really shocking to see.
The thing with Avery's cousin, Brendan Dassey, when you watch the interview, it's so fucked up. Because not only did they pressure him, they kept asking him the questions until he gave the answer that he wanted. Over 3 hours they grilled this kid. They even told him what to say. Like, in his original statement, that when the guy was first... Avery was first arrested, Brandon told him what happened, which was basically nothing. I went over there for a campfire at this time and then went home and did this and that. And during this fucking interview, they're drilling into this kid and they're even introducing information that was only known to them. Like, at one point, one of these detectives straight out asked him, which one of you two shot her in the head?
So then they could freak out on him about knowing she was shot in the
Yeah.
Yep. And that's how people falsely confess. Like with the stress that it puts on
They
them,
just
the
want out of the
promises that are
room.
made. Exactly. Like they get to the point where they'll say whatever they're told they should say just so they can get the hell out of that immediate situation.
Well, it wasn't just... I mean, this kid was also in special ed classes.
Watching him was really sad. Like I felt pissed off after I watched that.
They arrested him, like, right after that. His first question is to the detectives after admitting that he raped and murdered this woman, because he was so naive, was, oh, am I going to get to go back to 6th period? They're like, no.
Yep.
No, we're going to arrest you now and charge you for murder. And he's on the phone to his mum later that night. He's like, so when can I come home? Because WrestleMania's on Friday.
Oh,
He doesn't understand that he's in jail for murder.
It's really sad. And then the fact that afterwards they could defend that they could step away from the situation, look back over that video and think, yeah, we did a good job.
Yeah,
We
they
did what was
defended
right.
that interview, that video. A judge looked at it and said, this is fine. Any person that sees this particular interview with this kid will know that it is not okay.
Yep.
Well, there's certain areas where everything's kind of just roped into a system of let's make money. You'll see sometimes cops, judges, attorneys all get kind of caught up in a scandal of some sort, especially when you see a judge get arrested. You know, they decided to start greasing each other's palms, and we can all make money if we send people to this place and do this and da da da.
But I also think it's really messed up that like our DAs are elected officials. All they care about are numbers. They care about convictions, wins over losses, and getting reelected.
They did all of this to
Plus
sit this 16-year-old kid just to get Avery. Because they didn't have enough evidence. They were completely willing to sell this kid out and block him away for life just to get Avery.
Didn't they plant evidence too?
Yes.
Like blood in the car or
Yes.
like something with the keys or something?
Yeah, they planted a key in they like
Turkey,
searched
right?
his property for like 8 days On the 4th day, they found a key in his room. After the county department that framed him the first time got involved. And they found blood on a steering wheel. It was smeared on there. And then they go back from the evidence and have a look at the evidence from 18 years ago. It had been opened. There was a vial of blood in there with a fresh hole mark in there. So somebody put a syringe in and withdrawn blood. Post the evidence being sealed up and being taken.
What's happened with him? Is he still in prison?
I'm not finished watching it yet. Couldn't tell you.
No, for fuck's sake.
Bella could tell you.
I know I watched the first season of it, but I don't think I watched all the second season after that attorney. What's her name? Kelly Ziegler, I think. Is that her name? Like, she's a bulldog of an attorney, and she got involved with the appeal for the murder charge.
Doesn't
But I
bulldog
stopped
mean
following
ugly?
it, so I don't-
It means aggressive.
Bulldog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like bulldog and woman is ugly. But,
Bulldogs
okay.
are cute.
Okay, it's fine.
But no,
She's
I
like,
meant-
fight me, Tonka.
Well, if you guys need this info, ask Bella. She's in the chat. I'm sure she'll come on.
Well, no, she said no. You got to finish it, so you can finish it and tell everybody, which is fine because we've gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all fucking hippies.
You're happy.
That's
I
Spence
feel
right
really
there.
down now.
Why do you feel so down, bro?
Because this is depressing, thinking about all this shit.
Nah.
Look, I'm sure the guy is going to be exonerated if he hasn't been yet. I'm sure he probably has. The fact that it's on Netflix and the fact that any idiot with half a brain can just watch one aspect of this case and see what's going on. There's no way he's still locked up. Not in today's society, and especially not after, you
All
know,
the publicity.
the publicity it got from Netflix.
Not in this society. Fuck. Okay. So. We all learned shit today. There's no way around that. But it's fine. Are you all good? Is
I'm
everybody
good.
good?
I'm good.
I am so good.
I am now
we
not
live in a
good.
society, said Job and Mark. There you go.
Oh.
We live in a society.
I'm no
There
longer
you go.
good.
Oh.
Red Feather just said he's going to be a sad train, so this guy's either still in jail or still fighting it.
Meh.
No,
Thanks.
don't. She's talking about something else. She's
Thanks,
definitely
Red.
talking about something else. Keep watching your docuseries. Keep up hope.
Everything that was said before that, you just had to throw that in, didn't you?
Why would you do that?
Because she's a bitch.
Wow.
Bro. We gotta end this shit.
Before any more shit happens.
Well, I'm glad I got to talk to Irate Puffin. She seems like a nice lady.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
See? She thought it was nice to talk to me too. She didn't think I was a horrible tyrant.
You
Always
are a
good to get
horrible
good
tyrant,
reviews.
but you're pleasant to
You
talk
shut
to.
the fuck up. Yeah, today was good. Akujin, are you good? You good with today?
GG.
Alright, Puffin, are you good with today?
GG.
Alex.
Yo.
Okay. You fucking
fucking
moron.
idiot.
I'm so fucking tired of this. Every fucking
Alex!
time.
It was a
Every
fucking layup.
gimmick.
Douchebag.